Okay, so welcome back, guys. Another coaching session. If you guys haven't watched it recently, I have a coaching session with an Alawi player last time. So this time we have Lexo GG, also known as Lex. Can you briefly
Yeah,
introduce yourself to everyone?
yeah, yeah. Hi guys. I'm Lex Wo. I'm a retired esports player from Night Strikers Esports. I main top lane and I'm playing Riven as my main. That's all.
Nice. Ayan na, mga Riven main. Um, mga aspiring Riven mains, maybe ito na yung useful na coaching session for everyone. So we're all gonna learn here. And gusto ko lang matanong din, so, why did you end up parang availing for a coaching session? Especially since nung binigay mo sa akin yung OP.GG mo in advance, feel ko naman, your games are kind of okay. I mean, obviously there's some wins, some losses, pero normally kasi, mas malala yung OP.GG ng mga bumibili ng coaching because like, I don't know, they're hard stock, they're washed up. Maybe ang nangyayari is like they played League for a while tapos they played another game, maybe like Valorant or something else. Tapos bumalik sila sa League and all of a sudden they're like 20% win rate or I don't know, something really bad, right? Pero ayun,
Hindi.
for you, for you, ba't ka napabili ng coaching session?
Ayan. I have some troubles with kasi learn yung wave management ko. Tsaka
Okay?
yung counter matchup tradings. Palagi akong nadadali nung yun, katulad nung kahapon, yung Ilawi, sabi ko nga kahapon. Lagi ako nadadali ng mga ganong champion.
I
Kaya
see.
gusto kong matuto ng trading. Yan.
Okay. So, na-mention mo yung trading tsaka wave management.
Uh,
Meron pa bang ibang specific things na dapat natin i-address during the coaching session?
I think may isa pa yung yung spell usage, yun.
Spell usage, okay.
Mm,
Like
yan,
when you say spell
mm,
usage, yung skills ba like QWER or like
yung the summoner spell,
summoner spell? Okay.
summoner spell
Okay.
usage.
Important clarification lang. Okay, I'll take note of that. So far, since you've played siguro mga around 200-ish, actually 180 plus rank games, ano yung mga naging biggest struggles mo climbing for this season?
I think it's also me. Kahit regardless, may bad people sa solo queue,
Hmm.
mga nakaka-queue mo. I think meron akong problem din sa sarili ko na hindi ko naayos. Kaya hindi ako nakakapag-climb.
Okay, and hopefully we get to figure that out
Yeah.
with this coaching session. Okay, sige, sige. Noted naman. Anything else na may gusto kang share na kailangan malaman before we start the coaching session?
I think wala na. Guys, enjoy lang.
Okay,
Let's
okay,
go.
sige. Alright, so punta tayo sa OP.GG mo. I'm assuming ito yun, yung latest game, unless
Yeah.
updated ba to?
Yung ribbon game.
Okay. Wait, you submitted
Yeah,
a
that
pretty
one.
good game. You're 9-2, 25 minutes lang yung game. I mean, you had the option to choose whichever game and you chose this one. So bakit ito yung game?
Um, wala kasi ko ng mga previous bot.
Yeah,
Yung
pero I mean, alam mo yun, you could have recorded different games, tas pumili ka na lang na isa doon.
actually nataranta ako. Usually,
Okay.
kailan.
Sige, it's okay. The good part about this, I mean, ito medyo ano to eh, I'll address something na I guess common misunderstanding.
Uh,
Misunderstanding is like a common misunderstanding is like minsan nakala ng mga tao they can't get anything from like games na they won or parang oh, low elo game lang naman to eh. Syempre nanalo ko kasi weak lang sila. Not really. Um
mm,
for as long as alam mo kung nire-review mo and yung important aspects like yung fundamentals yung nire-review mo, you will always get something kahit na, lower MMR pa yan or kahit snowballed yung game or what kasi
mm.
there's always some sort of improvement. So, don't worry. Wala mong problema dito sa game na to. It's just nagulat
Actually,
lang ako kasi
kahit
normally, yeah, go ahead.
yung larong yan, very huge information yung makukuha mo. Kasi sobrang, di ko kahit 9 ako dyan, ang daming mistakes and yun, ang
Right.
dami kong misplay.
Okay, sige. Well, kind of excited to go over the VOD pero Anyway, yun nga, just to share a little anecdote ulit. Yung normal case kasi pag ano, when people, I look at their OPGG, tapos mag-submit sila ng
Mm,
VOD, it's like something terrible. Like they went like 1-8 sa game nila. I'm like, okay, well, obviously you needed coaching for this game.
yeah.
So, okay. Anyway,
Mm,
so first address ko dito yung setup mo with your
mhm,
runes. I always check yung runes first. Again, I'll directly remind everyone na yung philosophy ko when it comes to playing games or playing ranked games specifically is the game always starts kapag champ select pa lang. Like, not when mag-load in ka sa Rift, champ select pa lang. Not because of your champion, usually because yung spells and yung runes. So, kaya i-address
mhm,
ko yung runes muna.
for sure.
Um, Pretty standard runes, I think, especially yung precision side of things. I
Mm,
don't think,
very standard for even
yeah, I don't think
okay.
there's anything to be said here. Um, my only concern is that I personally don't like resolve second, lalo na kapag ignite ka.
Mhm,
And even then, usually kasi the problem with resolve runes is it's much better for either harder matchups or kapag you're playing like scaling sort of team fighting type Riven. Um, yung playstyle na yon mas viable siya in higher MMRs kasi mostly people don't fall for the same cheese strats kumbaga against Riven sa laning phase. So yung offensive runes get less value. So parang okay, guess I'll just play for team fights. Now, I'm not saying na challengers don't fall for this. If you could look up yung leaderboard sa PH, there's probably a bunch of Riven mains climbing. So
mhm,
it's not totally true, pero they are better at deflecting yung mga early game cheeses ni Riven. So
mm,
I would say na it's best for all MMRs and especially sa MMR mo na you run sorcery second.
mhm,
Um, Reason being is that yun nga mas offensive yung capabilities nung sorcery tree. So let me see if I can get the sorcery tree here, like here. Um, so yung makukuha mo sa sorcery, that's like pretty important is number one, transcendence. It's almost like every time you go sorcery, it's a must-have kay Riven. I'm sure
yeah,
you know this dahil
yeah,
sa ability haste.
mhm,
Um, and then number two is that you can either get Nimbus Cloak or Gathering Storm.
mm,
Um, I would say 90% of your games probably Nimbus Cloak yung gagamitin mo kasi it gives you movement speed and some people don't go this kasi iniisip nila is like, oh, mobile na naman si Riven so parang redundant ng mobility. Well, actually, no. There are some kills na di mo pwedeng makuha kay Riven without Nimbus Cloak that you would otherwise get kapag may Nimbus Cloak ka. Um, yung reasoning niyan is because if may Nimbus Cloak ka, you don't have to use yung Q mo to gap close kasi 'di ba? If we're
mhm,
counting Riven mobility, it's
mhm,
yung Q and yung E. The problem is, kapag ginamit mo pang gap close yung Q, then wala kang pang damage kasi damage source din yung Q.
thank you.
So Nimbus Cloak allows you to do something like i-ignite mo muna sila and then mas makakalapit ka and then you use your Q for damage. So
Mhm,
So, pretty cool tech. Otherwise, kapag you're playing for let's say yung mga unkillable lanes like Malphite or like Ornn na sobrang hirap patin, you can go Gathering Storm there. And maganda naman yung scaling ni Riven for team fights and split pushes. So, pretty good rune. In general, mas useful yan. I mean, useful din may resolve. Pero again, it's a bit more uh, you're trying to survive lane, you're trying to survive until team fights. And at that point, ba't ka pa nag-Riven, di ba? Kung yun yung gagamitin mo. Kasi Riven is mostly known for I snowball, I kill you early, yung mga ganun, di ba?
indeed, indeed.
Yan.
Okay.
So far, get naman yung idea behind yung runes?
Yeah, palagi ko rin ginagamit 'yun, yung Transcendence and Nimbus Cloak.
Aha.
Lalo na yung sinabi mo kanina na, pure burst, may burst siya kasi may movement speed kada nag-i-ignite ka, gano'n.
Yep.
So and yeah, maganda 'yun 'pag, ginagamit ko siya sa mga ang match-up ko is malalambot
Right.
especially.
Mm-hmm.
Pero kaya ko lang, nagamit yung resolve and, yung runes na yan dahil dinepende ko siya dun sa counter ko, which is Jax.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So I get that. So ito, I've played Riven actively back in 2013, 2014 days. So
Mhm.
actually, compared to my other coaching sessions, probably this is the most matchup intensive information na pwede kong mabigay kasi I've played her a lot before, and what I can say is I think objectively skill matchup yung
Mm.
Jax matchup. And
Mhm.
the thing is, naniniwala naman ako sa sabi mo, like, you can definitely go resolve in this matchup. Pero kasi, number one, we're in a lower MMR game, so definitely this Jax will make a lot of misplays na pwede mong ma-punish. And kung mag-punish ka ng mistakes, mas maganda yung sorcery. So the only thing na naisip ko kung why you got resolve here is
Mhm.
either hindi ka sobrang experienced sa matchup or hindi ka confident on this game.
I think, yeah. Mm.
Yeah.
Puwede din hindi ako confident nga,
Yeah.
actually.
Kasi, I mean, either way, I don't recommend yung ganong, kung hindi ka confident or kung wala kang experience, either of those two reasoning, I would still recommend na try to play the matchup, kumbaga, optimally in theory. Like, kung confident ka ba ngayon, or let's say, if you've played a bit more games against Jax, ano ba dapat yung run mong runes sa isip mo? Kung nasa isip mo is like, dapat sorcery talaga to against Jax, yun yung gamitin mong runes. Kasi, let's say, kung mag-feed ka this game kasi, ako ko, di ka naka-resolve or what, at least,
Mhm.
na-practice mo, and you'll learn a lot more kapag parang, nagawa mo yung mistakes and nag-attempt ka ng like kill opportunities or whatnot using yung optimal setup. Kasi kapag ganito, I mean, yes, nanalo ka nga, but
Mhm.
matanong mo sa sarili mo, like, what did I learn from this game? So like,
Exactly.
yun, parang, okay, this give me parang something na, oh, nanalo ako kasi I got resolve. Is that entirely true? Or, di ba? Kasi parang, ang dating tuloy is like, magkakaroon ng moments na may mislead ka kasi parang nanalo ka tuloy doon sa game and you'll end up in the wrong conclusion. So, ayun na naman. I would suggest, uh, just push your limits more. Kasi there's
Limit test.
no, like, there's no harm in like trying something out, and it's only gonna benefit you long term kasi yung mistakes na yan, ngayon lang naman yan eh. It's much better
Yeah.
to learn now and then climb later than to climb now tapos doon ka parang mag-feed or something, mag-make ng mistakes kapag nasa diamond master ka na. Mas lalo kang mahihirapan doon. So,
Actually.
gets naman so far? All good?
Gets,
Okay.
limit testing.
Yep. Well, okay. Interesting point yan. I want to specifically say na and address this kasi I hear this a lot. I blame yung mga NA streamers for this kasi lagi nila
Mhm.
sinasabi yung limit testing. So, for everyone's information, when you say limit testing, you have to be
Mhm.
testing a specific limit. Like, hindi yung limit testing na, sige, labanan ko tong Jax card every time babalik ako sa lane. That's not limit testing. Wala
Mhm.
lang, nakipagsuntukan ka lang. Right? Like,
Yeah.
alam mo, kailangan may goal ka. For example, I'll give an example. Limit
Mhm.
testing in a sense na, let's say, hindi mo alam kung kaya mong ma-100 to 0 si Jax at level 7 kapag, let's say, meron kang dalawang longsword and whatnot.
Mhm.
So, yun yung tinetest mong limit. Okay? Para siyang science experiment
Oh.
na may tinetest kang hypothesis. Okay? Wow, that analogy kind of worked well. You can expect yan.
Sheesh! Oh my
Okay.
God.
Parang ganun, di ba? So, syempre, may mga variables dun sa experiment, which is in this case, si Raven, si Jax. Tapos, meron kang hypothesis. Parang, okay, I can 100 to 0 Jax kapag level 7 ako with double longsword, ignite, with ult, ganyan. Ngayon, test mo yon. Yun yung limit test. So,
Yun na yun.
yeah, gets ba yung clarification between like limit test and
Yeah.
just like uga-buga?
Daw kapag limit
Yung uga-buga
testing.
limit test, okay? Yun,
Holy
okay?
shit! Oh
Ngayon,
my
next
God.
time na your friend mentions limit test, tapos 0-3 siya as LeBlanc sa mid lane, tanungin mo kung
Mhm.
anong limit yung tinetest niya kasi baka uga-buga lang siya. Okay. Okay, so proceed tayo sa pod, yes?
Oh, sure.
Sige, lipat ko lang yung sa stream. Okay. Um, double checking ko ito sa stream. Yep.
Hmm,
Okay.
yeah.
So again, I ask this to everyone. Anything na pumapasok sa isip mo habang nag-load in ka sa game?
Ay, sa match-up, I think meron na akong idea na nakaano siya, si Jax, anong tawag dun, bone plating.
Okay.
Bone plating dahil specifically Riven yung kalaban kasi dun nga sa level 1, 2, 3
Mhm.
hindi niya magagamit yung, capability para mag-combo ng malala dahil yung naka-bone plating less damage sa combos parang
Right. Okay, anything else? Besides yung bone plating ni Jax, potentially.
ah, naka-TP,
Mhm.
madali siyang go back sa lane and makukuha niya pa rin yung wave kahit mapatay ko siya.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point. What else? Something na napansin mo during like habang nag-load yung game or niisip mo?
Ang iniisip ko is, kung paano ko isa-setup yung kill, yung potential kung paano ko siya papatayin, and kung paano ko iiwasan yung stun with, third and second, I mean second, third yun para makaalis ka dun sa stun niya. Tapos, kung anong level ko siya mapapatay.
Okay, so let's address one by one yung sinabi mong point. So, when you were thinking na paano mo i-set up yung kill sa kanya, ano yung sabihin mo dun? Like, paano mo na-imagine gawin yun?
First ipa-pop ko yung combo niya.
Mhm.
I mean yung bone plating. Pagka
Okay.
na-pop ko na yung bone plating niya, gagamitan ko na siya nung yung combo ko, yung
Mhm.
fast combo, then sabay ulti, then Q, then yan, ignite, then mapapatay ko na siya.
Right, okay. So, ito yung nasa isip mo. Alright. Um,
Yeah.
well, may isa ka pang point dun eh. Yung sa, um,
Yung paano ko may evade yung stun.
ay, hindi. I think yun lang yan. Okay, so, anything else or yun na lang yan?
I think yun lang. Yun lang yung
Okay.
napansin ko.
So, I think good points naman. Normally, yung bone plating doesn't matter too much for
Mhm.
me. Um, yeah, kasi normally naman, Riven won't do extended trades against Jax in general. So, medyo non-factor yung bone plating sa matchup na to.
Mhm.
Um, if ever naman na, either way kasi, so yung logic doon is, um, regardless kung may bone plating or wala si Jax, ang difference lang nun is like, yung timing at which mangyayari yung trades, parang medyo controlled ni Jax. But
Mhm.
given how, yung practical use niya kasi, yung timing ng trades, nakadepende naman dun sa lane. So, it's not like entirely may control si Jax dun. And it's so easy for Riven to burn yung bone plating bago siya mag heavy trade or like all in. So, it's whatever. Pero yeah, it's good to acknowledge na potentially baka meron siyang bone plating. Um, TP is a good point. Yes, I would also consider that kasi um, that means you have to play a bit more aggressive. Um, dahil sayang yung ignite value mo kung hindi ma-utilize kasi otherwise, long term, mas effective talaga ang TP. Then, eto, I have some comments dito sa, sort of kung paano ka mag-formulate ng idea or nag-set up ng kills mo with Riven. So,
Mhm.
I want you to think of it as kailangan mas specific. Parang the more specific ka sa pag-setup mo or yung pag-bring up mo ng details on sa paano ka mag-setup ng kills kay Jax, the more na mas maganda kasi um, mas na-visualize mo yung step by step. Kasi parang ano to eh, parang um, this is more of a situation type thing. Parang hindi siya parang building blocks. I would say like, oh, kapag nangyari to, which is like ito, parang siyang if condition. Na kapag nangyari to, which is na-pop ko yung bone plating niya and meron akong combo and ignite, then I do it. Pero kasi, um, I would say na masyadong specific to, which means parang either nalilimit yung creativity mo on like kung paano mo na-perceive yung matchup, or parang either di ka mag-take ng masyadong risk kasi hindi mo sort of na verbalize or not verbalize, parang na how do I say this? Na draw out like lahat ng possible variables para mapatay mo siya. So what do I mean by this? Kasi medyo vague yun eh. Um,
Mhm.
so normally when I think of like thought processes na okay, I want to kill this Jax or whatever. I would think na sige, kailangan maabot ko siya sa isang threshold. So, I won't spoil this for you. Gusto ko malaman mo to by yourself.
Mhm.
Pero, let's say meron akong percentage value or like meron akong numerical value dito of like X. Now,
Mhm.
let's say usually yung percentage value, ginagamit to kapag ang reference mo are like levels. So like say 50% HP siya at around level 6 or 75% HP siya at around level 4. Mga ganon. Ito yung gagamitin mo for that kapag level yung reference mo. Now, yung most consistent reference dito, um, na ang pwedeng basehan mo lang dito is like items, is tong specific number. So, in the first place, how would you know yung specific number kung kailan mo siya mapapatay? This can be done either practice tool, napakadali mag-setup ng bot, just get yung HP armor values nung gusto mong malaman na matchup, and then, okay, let's try it kapag ganito yung number ng HP at armor niya, and try ko kung kaya ko siyang patayin. So, testing mo yung damage numbers mo doon. This is the fastest way to do it. Ngayon kung tinatamad ka kasi nakakatamad yun,
Mhm.
just play more games. I'm sure you've played hundreds, if not thousands of Riven games already. So, meron ka na dapat observations. Either you write them down as notes or tandaan mo lang in your head na, okay, ito yung number that I can kill Jax. Pwede yon. Kapag na-determine mo na itong conditions to, whether it's percentage or yung health, ngayon, pwede mo na gawin yung step-by-step na tinatawag. So, usually, before a kill happens, you think about how you trade. So, isipin mo ngayon yung trading patterns mo against Jax. So, this would mean something like, um, yung, try to think about different combinations. Kasi Riven is a combo champion, di ba? So,
Mhm.
try to think about yung different combinations depending on yung circumstances. Kasi, may mga times na up lahat ng abilities niya or maybe siya yung mas malakas, maybe cooldown lahat ng skills niya. You want to think about all of these things. So, like, maybe yung pinaka-safe dito something like a W plus auto. And then you could just add on from that. You could continue this list however you want,
Mhm.
like Q W auto, or whatever. Q W auto Q auto. Yeah, you get the drill. I mean,
Yeah.
basic stuff. So, pero importante kasi na ma-breakdown mo yung trading kasi that means iisipin mo muna before you get into the sequence na break mo yung bone plating niya and all this other stuff. Kailangan you trade first using this. So, isipin mo yung trade. You get him dun sa condition, percentage number,
Mm.
and then i-execute mo yung kill. Do you get yung difference nung sinabi mong kill setup dun sa akin?
Oo,
Ah,
may para siyang condition.
yeah. So, parang ano
May
siya, parang flowchart yung
yeah.
tinatawag. Okay. So, ayun. So, yun yung dapat iniisip mo. It's okay. Ando ka naman sa right direction. Like, iniisip mo talaga yung lane mo first. I like that kasi some of my other students kapag tinanong ko sila ng ganon, isipin nila like, oh, parang team fight yung comp nila, may poke yung, no, 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 no. Tama yung idea mo na you're focusing on your lane and you're trying to focus on how to win it, you're trying to focus on how to kill, pero now your next goal is, sanayin mo yung sarili mo yung, na isipin yung situations, yung specific situations, kasi okay lang na meron kang idea eh. It's one step. Pero, the more specific you are sa pag-prepare nung sa lane mo, the better it is kasi number one, it raises confidence, which as you said earlier, might be a factor kung ba't ka nag-resolve this game. And number two, it makes it so na um, mas mabilis ka mag-react kasi Eto, common misconception ng tao rin is like, kapag nakakita sila ng mga challenger, alam mga ADCs, for example, sila Gosu, yung mga sikat na ADC, or like
Mm.
Saber, or what, it's like, iniisip nila na, bata pa kasi sila kaya ang bilis ng reflexes nila, ganyan, ganyan. Which is partially true. Okay, may factor dun yun, yung physical capability mo. But yung difference nila compared to you is that mas na-perceive nila yung situations um, thousands of times more than you. Kaya, na-anticipate nila lahat. So, like, when they get into team fights, parang na-outplay nila to kasi na-flash nila to, QSS, ganyan, sobrang flashy tignan. It's because, alam nila, parang na-plan nila ahead of time. So, similarly, mababawasan yung skill requirement kasi we all know Riven is a hard champion, di ba?
Yeah.
Um, mababawasan yung skill requirement to play Riven kapag na-anticipate mo yung mga kailangan gawin. It's less demanding for you, less pressure, and overall, mas consistent, which is yung goal mo when you're playing solo queue. Ayun. So, any questions so far?
I think wala na kasi naintindihan ko. Parang dito pa lang sa flowchart.
Yep.
Parang ang dami ko na natutunan
Okay, no, it's fine.
paano
We're,
i-set up
we're
yung
just
game.
getting started.
Gusto nung maganda yung kaka-start lang, ang dami ko na natutunan.
Sige, sige. Okay. So now we start tayo sa gameplay.
Dodgeable fate.
Okay, okay. Let's talk about starting items with Riven. Okay. Already I could definitely feel na there's some sort of either lack of matchup knowledge, as I said, or confidence
Mm.
issue. Kasi this Doran Shield starting items isn't ideal for Riven. And a lot of my friends would say this as the beta male or something. Basta yung parang weak side top laner joke, mga ganon. So, kasi parang ano parang hindi ka confident na kaya mo siyang talunin with yung offensive setup. So, sige, Doran Shield na lang para safe. So, if this is me, I would recommend that you start Longsword with 3 pots.
No, long
Um,
start.
mhm. So, tatlo lang naman yan eh. It's either you go Doran's Blade,
Mhm.
you go Doran Shield, or Longsword plus 3 pots. If you go anything other than this, I think you're reported. So, hopefully ito lang ginagawa mong starting items. I would
Yeah, yun
Okay.
din.
Thank God. So it could be worse kasi may nakakita na ako na nag-start ng longsword refill, may nakakita na nag-start ng boots. Okay, ang sakit sa mata. So, ito lang yan. And yung order niyan is that ito na yun actually. Ito yung pinaka-aggressive setup. And then
Okay.
next, ito yung parang middle in between and ito yung pinaka-defensive setup. Normally, yung longsword 3 pots is kapag naka-ignite ka and you have kill opportunities sa katapat mo. In this case, it's possible against Jax. Definitely killable bago siya maging super tanky late game. So, definitely can go for this. So, parang flowchart na rin siya in a way na if you could go for longsword 3 pots, just go for it. Ngayon, kung hindi ka naka-ignite and you don't plan on killing them, merong matchups na you can get away with yung Doran's Blade, which means mas maganda yung trades mo early, but at the same time, meron kang sustain. And then, kapag naman hindi valuable mag-trade, for example, yung mga matchups na kailangan mo lang mag-push kasi kapag nag-trade ka sa kanila, parang lifesteal lang nila or like they're too tanky anyway, walang kill thresholds, whatever, whatsoever. Okay, so pag yung mga TP, no kill angles, then you go Doran Shield. Gets yung starting
Mm.
items?
Yeah. Oh, ganun pala. Talaga.
So, yan. So right now already, mas mahirap na agad yung lane kasi it's a skill matchup and hindi optimal yung wait, what? What?
Yeah. Na DC ako. Na DC.
DC. Okay.
Yeah.
Even more unfortunate. So now all the
Yeah.
circumstances are bad sa'yo. So you didn't
Oh,
get to
yeah.
start the lane.
Ay,
Pangit yung runes and yung items mo. Playable naman. Don't get me wrong.
yeah.
Kaya ka nga nanalo sa game eh. Pero, alam mo yun, you're now set back dahil sa nangyari. Okay.
Kaya pala sabi mo kanina,
Hmm.
pangit yung naging yung spell dahil hindi ko siya na-utilize within the longsword or Doran's Blade. Pag
Oh, yeah.
yun kaya pala.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so he gets level 2 first. Okay, let's see. Nice. You're delaying your queue. Basic Riven mechanics. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Online sabong.
Nope. Okay. Nope. So, I mean, I know na it's very minor, pero I don't know how many opportunities we have to learn from this VOD since parang stump siya later on. So, I will just nitpick you on every aspect here.
Yes.
So, merong part dito when you're delaying your queue. And this is very minor, pero the wave is coming into you already.
Yes.
And I know na gusto mo lang naman ma-burn yung last queue charge mo. Then just do it like away. Kasi
Away.
ang mangyayari kasi dito is like kapag nag-queue in forward ka or anywhere in the space nung leap range ni Jax, he gets a free trade off you. Kasi number one, hindi ka pwede makipag-trade sa kanya kasi lower level. And then number two, may isa pang factor kung bakit pangit yung trade sa'yo if ever na mangyari, which is
Um, ano ka, ma-out-trade ka niya talaga.
I mean, ano yung factor na yun kung ba't kanya ma-outrade? We know na yun yung
Ay,
result,
wala,
pero
wala akong skills. Wala akong
okay,
pa-block and dash.
besides that,
Hmm.
there's one more.
Yung wave.
Yes, the minions will start hitting you. Now,
Hmm.
do you know kung ilang minions para mag-equate siya to like a spell worth of damage? Kasi parang
Ay,
merong number of minions
mhm.
na kapag yun yung naka-aggro sa'yo and they're actively damaging you, it's basically as if you're taking a spell worth of damage. Do you know this?
I don't know.
Okay, so yung number of minions para mag-equate siya to spell damage is like 4 minions.
Ako.
So, every time nagagawa ka ng trade, kailangan i-factor in mo yun. So, let's say for example na you trade right now, like harap-harap kayo ng Jax. So, this
Mhm.
means na you're aggroing at least these 5 minions.
Mhm.
Tapos, cooldown yung Q mo. Diba? As you said, na kulang yung abilities mo to get into this fight. So, cooldown yung Q mo. So, you have 0 abilities. Tapos siya, meron siyang 2. Plus yung 1 kasi you're taking 5 minions worth of damage. So, kung makikita mo dito pa lang sa comparison na to, luging-lugi ka sa trade. Kasi it's as if level 3 siya with 3 spells. Parang ganito yan, 3 spells. Tas ikaw, since cooldown yung ability mo, it's as if, wala. You're just taking free damage. Exaggerated scenario lang to, pero gusto ko lang ma-visualize mo yung how trading works with minions kasi oftentimes, ito yung mga subtle moments na parang, paano ko natalo sa trade doon? Eh, even naman yung level namin, tapos cooldown naman yung ability niya. It's possible na naging pantay yung trade because of minions. Like, another
Yeah.
example would be, let's say, siya yung cooldown. Let's say level 1 kayo. And
Mhm.
then, he took E, tapos ikaw, you have Q. Okay.
Mhm.
Maybe sobrang naging aggressive siya, nag-burn siya ng E. Okay. Kaso, ang nangyari is, nung ginagawa niyo yung trade, parang somewhere around here, sa gitna ng minion wave niya, tapos siya ka nagkakas ng spell. Tapos ngayon, you back off the trade, tapos magtataka ka, bakit even yung HP namin? Bakit ganun? Eh, di nga siya nakapag-E kasi cooldown yung E niya. So, kailangan ma-factor in mo din yung lahat ng damage na ma-receive mo, lahat ng damage na ma-deal mo sa kanya to parang bago mo gawin yung trade. Gets?
Yeah, gets.
Okay.
Siguro kung hindi niya ginamit yung W tapos yung in-skill up niya is yung Q and E. Tapos tumama ako sa kanya, tapos nakuha ko yung creeps. Pwede niya akong i-EQ doon, then makukuha ko lahat ng damage nung minion niya, no?
Yep. So, it could be bad. Ayan o. Ngayon
Yeah,
na
ayan, no?
full cooldown ka, tapos siya may 2 abilities, free
Mhm.
trade yan. Kahit sabi mo yung
Yun, no?
bone plating ka, you're still taking free damage na you would otherwise not get. And ang lagi mo rin kasing isipin sa mga ganito situations, parang you could always review yung games mo. Tapos parang, ganito, yung ginagawa ko na parang you pause every now and then and ask yourself, ba't ko ginawa yun? Ano yung pros and cons ng ginawa ko? So the thing is, if you think about it, well, yung pros nun is like, okay, na dahil sa delay mo sa queue mo, okay, mas mababa yung cooldown ng queue mo. Pero otherwise, everything else sa con. Kasi, ngayon, on cooldown ka na, you're taking a free trade, Um, and parang ano yun eh, the wave is shoving to you anyway. So parang, ano ba yung goal mo for queuing forward? So parang weird, 'di ba? Parang ang
Oh,
hirap
yeah.
sagutin.
Medyo
So,
medyo weird.
yeah. So at that point, might as well either di ka na lang nag-queue kasi pumasok ka sa range ng leap niya, or queue ka na lang palabas. So here's another situation. Again, I'm gonna get nitpicky here kasi um, I don't know kung meron pang substance sa rest of the VOD. So ito,
Uh-huh.
'di ba? You got your minion. Nakuha mo yung CS, that's good. In a case na ganito na you're behind quote-quote kasi either hindi optimal yung runes mo or na-DC ka, ano mang factor or what, low level ka compared to him, doesn't matter kung anong factor yun. In the case na sa game state na yun, you are behind, you are just trying to get as much as you can without dying, without losing the game. Yung mga ganon. So, now that you got your minion, okay, balik tayo sa default, which is respetuhin natin siya, just wait for the wave to come and farm. But what you did here, okay, humit ka pa ng minion, right? And, no,
Yeah.
and nag-stay ka pa dun sa range as if na parang, sige nga, talunan mo ako. Parang, pinaprovoke mo pa siya, parang, okay, but paano tayo mag-benefit dun? What does that do for us, di ba?
Wala.
Kasi ang nangyari dito is like, okay, ayan, I took 50 damage. In exchange for nothing. Kasi hindi ka pwede makipag-trade. These minions will aggro you. Wala kang minions. At some point, makakahabol tong casters. It's bad.
Yeah, indeed.
Di ba? So,
Yeah.
ayan.
Na double kill ko pa.
Yep.
So, ang laki ng chance na hindi ko makuha yung mga minions today.
Yep. Ngayon, wala kang abilities for CSing the minions. Now, this should be instant. Yung kapag nag-CS ka under tower and nag-level 2 ka, instant. Control W or whatever kung saan ka masanay. I'm hoping you don't click your abilities to learn them.
Yeah, I'm not.
Okay.
Control gamit.
Just control W agad. And then you could have gotten all of them. But anyway,
If hindi ko ginamit yung Q earlier,
yeah.
I think.
Okay. Oh my god, there's so many. Riven's so complicated. Pero ito yung pinili mong champ eh. So we have to go
Yeah.
through everything. So, ano naman sabihin ko? Kasi in the past, what I would say is like, seems like you're bad with Riven. Don't play Riven anymore. Ayoko naman gawin yun nowadays. Kasi what I've learned is that there are different ways that people enjoy the game. And kung enjoy mo maglaro ng Riven, but sino ba ako para strip away yung fun na yun for you. So if you really enjoy Riven, wala, ganito talaga. Medyo, kailangan madrill kita on every detail kasi mahirap talaga yung champ na ginamit mo. So in this case, okay, it's fine. In this case, yung nitpick ko dito is like, do you know kung saan papunta tong wave na to right now?
I think pag pinush na yung 3 crits sa akin, pero pag una akong pumatay doon, feeling ko mag-i-slow push kasi gawa ng reinforcement mauuna sa akin.
Yes. Okay. I like that you brought up yung reinforcement wave kasi I've mentioned that in the past. Baka narinig mo sa coaching session ko before.
Narinig ko din, though. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
That's good. Ngayon, you got to take it a step further kasi there's a rule that I didn't mention dun sa last coaching session ko that applies in this wave. Kasi it's fine na may sinabi kang parang situations. Like, for example, kapag hinit niya tong minions na to, definitely mag-push sa side mo. And then otherwise, you said na mag-push sa other side. Ngayon, that's not entirely true. And I blame yung pagkakagawa sa League of Legends sa part na to. Kasi, technically, theory-wise, tama yung sinasabi mo. I would 100% agree with you. But, the game is bad. So, yung other variable na di mo na consider dun sa part na yun is yung cannon wave. Apparently, if you don't know this, cannon targeting is basically RNG. Unlike every minion sa isang wave, it goes na it either prioritizes champions attacking yung allied champion, which is kapag hinit mo yung Jax. It prioritizes yung nearest, it prioritizes yung casters, and then everything else. Unfortunately, the cannon doesn't work that way. The cannon is programmed to just hit whatever it's in range. Wala siyang set boundaries dun, it just hits whatever. So sometimes, kaya ako sinasabi tong RNG factor na to kasi so frustrating if you care about wave management kasi sometimes this cannon will randomly target your cannon, which is good for you, but sometimes it does the opposite na yung cannon mo, it will hit your melee and itong cannon mo will start randomly attacking yung cannon ng kalabang, which is bad kasi it will push the lane so much faster. So, I would say it's unsure. Yung final yung final
Oh my God.
yung final conclusion nito just because of how the game is assigned is that it's unsure where this wave is gonna go. But it doesn't mean, kind of like in TFT, it doesn't mean na merong RNG na hindi mo pwedeng paglaruan yung RNG na yan. So, what you could do is you could minimize yung chance na mangyari yon. So, what do I mean by that? So, you have to pay closer attention to what's happening sa wave. So, right now, naka-aggro tong cannon mod sa melee minion na to. Okay. So, yung retargeting ng cannon happens only after yung initial target niya dies. So, given that information, kailangan we must prolong this minion as much as we can before siya pumili ng bagong target. Kasi, mangyayari niyan is, kapag nauna mag-target tong cannon na to dito sa cannon mo, it will start hitting the cannon back. So, ayan.
Hindi ko alam yun.
Yeah. So, okay, luckily for you, hindi siya nag-randomize and it started hitting yung melees. But what you did that hurt yung wave is that nag-queue ka towards yung melees. So, ito.
Yeah.
So, ito na sana yung advantage mo eh. Isa sa mga factors sa wave na kailangan mong i-consider is number 1, yung HP, yung total HP ng wave, and yung total damage ng wave. Okay? So, I consider this sa analogies ko as ito yung resistance. Ito yung resistance kasi I'm talking about science at this point. Ito yung force. Mas madali kasi mag-grasp yung concept ito compared to yung HP and damage kasi I don't know, it's numbers. So, isipin mo na lang na the wave with the greater force, yun yung magpupush. And the wave with the greater resist, yun yung parang dun siya parang dun siya mag-freeze sa area na yun. Let's break this down by saying na yung HP, ang main contributors ng HP sa isang wave are cannons and melees. Tapos, ang main contributors naman ng damage are also cannons. They're also the highest DPS and yung ranged. So, by doing this, pwede mo siyang i-break down into counting, okay, how much casters do you have? That would determine yung damage ng wave. So, because 3 yung casters for each wave, that means equal yung damage sa range side of things. Now, same thing, pareho kayong may cannon. So, probably equal yung cannon. Now, pwede ka magbilang ng melees but it's less relevant overall unless parang 3 yung melee na kulang sa'yo or 2. Pero if similar yung wave, then it should be na similar lang din yung damage at this point. So now we're thinking about yung HP values. So as you can see, there's an equal amount of cannons and melees. Pero the difference is, diba, kung mapapansin mo, bawas na yung mga melees mo. Which means you have less resistance, to the force nung enemy wave, meaning mas nagpupush yan sa'yo. You don't want to change that factor. You don't want to change that. Gusto mo na mas mababa talaga yung total HP ng wave mo para mag-push sa side mo. So by queuing forward at hitting yung 3 melees, ngayon na-shift mo yung HP by a bit. If Jax was smart and na-notice niya yung pattern na to na ginawa mo, he would let you keep hitting the wave. Kasi parang na-realize niya, so, hindi niya parang fini-freeze yung wave, hindi niya sinuslow push yung wave to the slowest it can be. So, okay, baka gumawa pa siya ng mas maraming mistakes. Sige, hayaan ko na lang siya. Ngayon, I don't know if Jax will do that this game, pero it's a possibility na pwede ka ma-punish like that in a game. Let's say for example, nawili ka pa, di hit mo pa to, ganyan. At some point, magiging even yung total HP ng wave. Tapos, ang mangyayari, since mas malapit sa yung wave, yun nga, like you said, ma-reinforce the faster and mag-push yung wave, which is what you don't want. Especially since andito yung jungler sa side mo. Normally, um, kapag nasa side mo yung jungler, usually, ayan, ito yung ideal location kasi super easy gank target ni Jax kapag ganito. So, get so far yung nuances ng wave management.
Yeah. I gets ko siya. Ganda ng pagkaka-explain.
Okay. So, ayun. So now, it becomes tricky. As you can see, already, lamang na yung wave mo sa kanya, which means it's pushing. Not good. Ngayon, syempre, tinutulungan ka niya for a bit, binabawasan yung minions, but still, wala na tayong magagawa. This will always push.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see how spell usage. Okay. Okay, so here, another trading incident. So, I would say na unless you know na cooldown si Jax, you don't go for any greedy trades kasi it's scary later on to fight Jax kasi malakas yung damage niya sa extended trades and sa mga all-ins. So, I would be very careful sa parang extending your trade. As much as possible, make the trades quick, get out, and then get your damage. So, ito yung example niyan. So, if nag-trade siya sa'yo like this, W, you auto, and then you just try to queue out as fast as you can. I know nag-timeout siya in that case, but you have to be faster. Merong window like, yeah.
Or, so hindi na ako attack, pwedeng hindi na ako umatak.
Yeah, pwedeng hindi ka na matake actually. Yeah, pwedeng W lang. Kasi I don't think aabot yung auto attack dun sa window. Yeah, it's just W. So just W, Q out, or whatever. Basta, ang goal mo sa trade na to is to get as much damage on him while taking the least damage possible. Kasi ang ending ito is like, ito yung starting HP, di ba? 660. Okay. Wait, ano yung starting HP niya? I wanna see. Hindi natin kita. We could just say it's around 800 HP. So, yeah. So ngayon, yung ending is that you took like siguro about 40 damage right now. Tapos, you dealt 100 so damage. And then you got hit again. So now, you took about 140 damage. Tapos siya at around 130, 100, stuff like that. Okay. So, naging even yung trade, quote-quote. And you don't want that. Yun yung iiwasan mong concept kasi ikaw yung part ng matchup na to that wants to snowball, that wants to kill. Kasi kapag even yung trades nyo, sometimes it's good. It's good sometimes kasi, again, ikaw yung may ignite, pero you want to minimize yung opportunities na gano'n yung trades. So, ayan. Okay, so nag-level 3 ka na rin. Let's see, is there any other trades na pwede mangyari? Okay. Okay, that's kind of nice. All right. No problem there. Okay lang yun. Be content with yung mga small trades na ganun. Oh, uh-oh. Pasting issue. Okay. So, this one, how do I explain this? I would say the same thing I always tell when it comes to trading is you always want to time yung trade mo kapag surely mo take niyo yung full trade na gusto mong gawin, which means kailangan locked in siya sa animation. And so how this will happen is kailangan you wait for the last possible second or last possible second na naka-lock in siya sa action na yun and then you do the trade. So the problem is, maganda yung concept mo. Kino-contest mo yung minion niya or yung minion na gusto niyang kunin to do the trade. It's a good idea. But as you can see, he did yung auto attack, went out, and that's it. Nawala na yung window mo. You shouldn't try to force yung mga ganito na para, ay hindi, kaya ko mag-trade dun eh. Habulin ko yung trade. Hindi na, okay na yun. wait for the next opportunity. Kasi ganun yung ginawa mo eh, hinabol mo siya. Which means,
Ayun,
yeah, which means it's worse. Kasi, um, ngayon, ang mangyayari is, kapag nag-queue ka sa kanya, nag-auto-attack ka sa kanya, yung other part dito is, um, you're also aggroing minions. And also, uh, wala pa eh. Wala pa yung Nunu. Like, you wait until mas malapit yung Nunu and then you try to go for it. So either way, this was like a second, maybe 2 seconds too early of a trade. Kasi otherwise, this could have been a perfect like kill angle. Or at least spells. Kasi may flash pa yung Jax eh. So, yep. Na-burn mo na yung stun mo without hitting it. And then, yeah. Now, fortunately for Jax, he takes the bait for a bit. And so, wala na siyang flash. Pero, this could have been easily avoided kung dito pa lang, saan na yan? Yeah, nung na-whiff niya yung trade niya, like auto W and then nag-back out na siya. Pero he got greedy, he went up, tapos tsaka siya nag-E. Yeah. Kasi dapat ano eh, tatalan lang siya sa creep siya dun eh. It should have been pretty easy. But okay. Alright, so ngayon nagbago na yung circumstances and you're now ahead. Pangit yung trade yung Jax. Okay. Alright. So let me watch this. Okay. Okay. I think sakit to ng mga Riven players, honestly. I don't know kung saan nagsimula to. I would blame yung mga combo videos na lumalabas sa YouTube. And so everyone's obsessed with animation canceling using E or whatever. Pero okay, let's talk about ability value or ability usage or whatnot. Kasi what happens here is that gusto mong makipag-trade sa Diana kasi pwedeng bumalik yung Nuno. Okay, I get that. Yung execution otherwise is really poor. Kasi what you do here is that you E first. I hate this. This is the bane of like me watching Riven players. Kasi number one, you're gap closing, sure, but also you're wasting one of the most important abilities for Riven kasi ito yung dahilan kung bakit hindi namamatay si Riven. It's this shield ability. So if you're shielding to get close, that means wala ka ng shield for the upcoming burst. You're shielding nothing. You always want to kasi isipin mo, ang max value ng abilities mo, is number one, yung Q is to gap close, gap close and damage. Yung W is for you to hit yung ability. It's pretty simple. For E, to gap close and to get value dun sa shield. Oh, I don't know kung mat ka na yan. Same thing with yung ult. Normally, this would be for a kill. So, yun yung different max value setting niyan. The issue is, kung bakit ayoko talaga to, is, yun lang yung ano eh, wala ka pang ability haste, so sobrang tagal ng cooldown ng E. At the same time, kung gap close lang din yung goal mo, eto, tatlong charge ng gap close. So, mas expendable siya compared dun sa E. Whereas, kasi ito, later on, maybe yung isang charge gamitin mo for gap close, maybe yung dalawa gamitin mo for damage. No matter what, itong spell na to, nagawa mo yung goal niya, which is to gap close and to damage. While using it like this, na magsimula ka shield, tas wala pa naman kinakast yung Diana, or wala naman siyang gustong gawin, it's not like gusto niya mag-engage, then nasayang mo yung isang part nung spell na to. Effectively, you used half the ability, which is not good. It's not optimal to use an ability like that. Ngayon, it might not change yung end result kasi it might be natatakbo lang si Diana dito and you're gonna look like a Riven god. Pero in the event na mag-turn sila sa'yo and mag-2v2 sila sa'yo, now you have less effective HP kasi 150 rin yung shield nito eh, as far as I'm concerned. Or 120, parang ganun. Malaking bagay yan. That's so many autos. That's about one spell to block. Like, very big deal na you use yung E, especially early on, to its max ability kasi ito yung nagpapatilt sa mga enemy laners or like enemy team na parang, oh my gosh, guys, Riven's not taking any damage. Why is this champion not nerfed? Yung mga ganang moments. So, yan. A little bit of execution na needs to work. Again, if naging habit mo to because of the combos videos na lumalabas sa YouTube, try to get out of it. I know it's gonna be hard, pero okay, basta yun yung point ko. Hopefully maalala mo. Yan. But otherwise a good trade, right?
Yeah.
And dito papasok din yung yung rune setup. If you had Nimbus Cloak, this would have been a kill or a flash.
Yeah.
Kasi this trade would have been different. For example, dito pa lang, you would ignite first, not using Q or E. Oh my god, Aspel, Nimbus Cloak is broken. So, if you ignite first here, kasi ang goal mo to gap close, okay, you ignite for movement speed, and then you walk up, tapos you do yung combo, melee range, and then meron ka pang E kapag magkakasya ng spell. It's so broken. So, yeah, like, but in
Oo
this
nga 'no,
case,
gap closing siya.
mhm.
Kahit diyan, kahit
Yeah,
dun
kahit dun
time
sa
na
kill
yun.
na yung sa dulo, you would
Mm.
have gained the movement speed to kill her. You got it anyway, pero yeah. Yep, good kills. You saved the play, pero how you started the play was pretty poor.
Pwede pa.
Okay. Okay, let's talk about any questions so far since I've been talking for a while.
Hanapin.
Okay.
Hmm.
Gets naman lahat.
Gets ko, yeah, na-gets ko yung concept.
Okay.
Comparison yung Nimbus and stuff.
Yep. Okay. So now we talk about we
Okay.
saved the play. And we got what we wanted. Ito na yung ideal situation. Na-DC ka na, hindi mo nakuha yung ideal runes, and na-mess up mo yung execution earlier in the lane. But, since it's solo queue, may mistakes silang nagawa, and, ayan, naka-double kill ka, you're now super far ahead. Ngayon, what's the first thing, or ano yung main goal ngayon, ngayon na ganito na yung game state for you?
I think dapat nag-back na ako knowing na meron pang TP si Jax kasi ginawa ko pa diyan is kinler ko pa ng konti yung shinrad ko pa para bumalik yung lane sa akin pero it's not worth it kung bumalik na si Jax tapos hinabol niya pa ako later.
Okay, you mentioned yung step towards that goal. So na-mention mo yung step. Yes, I agree na dapat hindi mo na pinush tong or di ka na nag-stay wave na to, dapat nag-base ka na lang. Pero kasi kailangan maintindihan mo why you need to do that. Ano yung goal na kailangan mong gawin at this point? Ngayon na you're 2-0 and you're winning against Jax, what's the overall goal now?
Actually, wala akong idea.
Okay, so yung overall goal mo is to um snowball yung lead, and that's number one, so snowball. Okay. And since hindi laging kasi there are some players na can quickly adapt to sa circumstances and medyo nag-play safe na sila and they're aware dun sa kill opportunities mo. So in the event na you don't snowball, at least of Jax, pwede ka pa na mag-snowball, pwede ka pa mag-roam to mid or something. What you could do is at least keep your lead. Diba? So, eto yan. So, anong relevance dun sa sinabi mong step towards the goal? So, when you don't stay here, kapag nag-base ka kagad dito, number one, you're gonna get more items kasi there's at least like a call field or something.
Yeah, okay.
Um,
For CDR.
so, that will make you stronger and making sure na mapapatay mo siya in the next like rotation, maybe once you get your ult, maybe once you get your ignite. In any case, it will help you towards this one goal. The other thing is that since may TP nga siya and you're low HP, there's a risk that na pwedeng mangyari. Now, I'm sure Nuno wouldn't allow that, pero hindi mo alam yon. Hindi mo alam kung selfish player tong Nuno, hindi mo alam kung kung i-escort ka ba niya hanggat safe ka or whatever. Pero yung choice mo to stay here would be bad kasi there's some angle, some chance, no matter how small yung chance na yun, kung 2%, 5% na mamatay ka, the fact na meron siyang chance na makabawi sa lane and ma-shutdown ka niya kaagad means na hindi mo na-achieve tong second part, which is keeping lead. So, it's important na to not get greedy. and get more stuff like yung CS or like fixing yung wave, all that matters right now is you want to keep your lead kasi other than that, um, like kapag na-throw mo yung lead mo, magiging liability ka kasi ikaw yung nagpapakain ng gold sa enemy team. Diba? So you wanna continue becoming an asset. So, yan yun. Yan yung dahilan kung bakit hindi mo siya kailangan gawin. The other reason as well kung bakit mali itong ginagawa mo is, number one, um, you are already messing up yung wave. So, why is it na kapag hinit mo tong wave na to, it messes up your wave?
Hmm. I think may parating ng bagong wave
Aha.
and pushing na yung wave ulit. So pag-back ko baka
Pushing
may
saan?
some upon sa akin,
Mhm.
sa side namin. So kung ngayon mamaya pa ako magba-back, it means nandun na siya malapit sa may tower kung saan yung free lane, nandun na siya. So might be baka hindi ko na siya maabutan pa kasi ang bilis mag-push ng Jax, something like that.
Okay. You mentioned a lot of factors there, pero um, hindi siya sobrang accurate. I guess eto, this will come in practice. You might need to review more of your games or study more about the game to know about this. Pero may basic concept dyan eh. Ngayon, I can tell you one thing na tama ka. Tama ka na dito sa part na to, kapag iniwan mo yung wave ngayon, alright, let me wait until mag-flash ka. Ayan. Kapag iniwan mo yung wave na to, and let's say nag-de-aggro ka and hinayaan mo yung wave, mag-push yan pabalik sa'yo. But how do you know that?
Actually, wala siyang ano, hindi ko din alam kung paano siya babalik, kung anong time, kung
Mhm.
sakto ba. I'm
Okay,
not accurate.
it's fine. So, alam mong babalik siya sa side mo kasi itong itong minions na to, itong wave na to, hindi mo kita sa camera right now, but 'di ba may wave diyan sa tower?
Yeah. Mhm.
Um it's gonna we talk about yung force and resistance earlier, right?
Yeah.
Um so ang na-mention nating factors dito is yung HP and yung damage ng wave. Now, why I don't want to stick dun sa HP idea and yung damage idea all the time, kasi there are some instances na hindi wave yung basehan nung kung nung force and resistance ng wave. In this case, yung other factor is yung tower. The tower adds an immovable resistance, meaning unless mamamatay yung tower dun sa minions, it is permanently gonna lock yung minions dun kasi they can't kill the tower by themselves most of the time, especially in the early game. I would be very surprised if minions can solo towers at like 4 minutes. Pero so we know that. So we know that this wave is gonna stay here. Tapos yung force nung enemy team is added kasi sobrang sakit ng tower. Okay? So combine that na meron pang wave dito, this wave is gonna get deleted. Almost. Like, sobrang bilis mawala
Yeah.
ng wave mo without this wave taking much damage. So, dun pa lang alam mo na um, dun pa lang alam mo na etong wave na to will advance faster kasi may delete yung wave na to. But there's another thing. Because ito na yung wave sa likod niya, kapag nawala tong wave na to, it will probably end up around here, yung sinasabi mo, I think.
Mhm.
Um, dun sa next wave. And since andyan yon, mas mabilis mag-reinforce yung wave ng kalaban, right? So,
Yeah.
now, yeah, it's guaranteed na mag-push siya towards sa'yo. Right now, yung minions ng kalaban ay nasa Nexus turrets pa lang, around here.
Yeah.
And you know that kasi you could just mirror yung minions mo. It's the same. Diba? Ito yan eh.
Yeah, yeah.
Ito yung
Mhm.
wave. Itong wave na to corresponds to this. We can call this like wave A or wave 1. Kung bahala kung anong gusto mong gamitin. I just prefer
Mhm.
algebra. And
Alright.
then ito yung wave B, ito yung wave B. So, we know where the waves are. It's like walang fog of war. Um, so that's constant. And something that you'll get experience siguro is calculating yung movement speed ng minions. There's no shortcut to that. At least I don't I'm not too sure um how to explain that really well. Pero what I know is this minion from here or yung wave from there will only take about yung given their movement speed roughly 20 seconds to get back to lane. So ito yung window mo. Ito yung window mo to just base, get back to lane kasi if you waste more time, the more napaparating na yung minion sa wave, the more na babalik ka sa Jax with TP kasi 10 seconds lang yon. And then like there's like what 4 seconds to channel TP or something. So the more na um the more na you lose control dun sa wave kung nasaan si Jax at which is itong wave na to. So, kailangan makabalik ka kaagad kasi you want to contest yung wave. You want to try na i-set up yung wave mo for a freeze. You want to try and set up yung wave mo so that makapag-trade ka, mapatay mo siya. Same thing that we talked about during the loading screen. Everything is like coming together in this spot. So, very crucial moment to, I would say. And if you misplay this, you might lose yung lead mo ulit or at least at the very least ang mangyayari dyan is that kapag nawalan ka ng control sa wave, ang ano din is like nasa responsibility na ni Jax kung paano niya lalaroin yung lane imbes na nasa iyo. Which is very counterintuitive kasi ikaw yung ahead eh. Bakit nasa kanya yung control? Parang ang awkward naman nun. Like, ba't wala na akong magawa all of a sudden? So, may mga ganun eh. May mga ganung moments na parang you feel powerless na parang, di ko pwede makipag-trade sa kanya. Di ko pwedeng i-push tong wave na to kasi baka mag-gank ako dahil wala akong spells. Why can't I do anything? Kaya ako yung 2-0. So, ito yon. Ito yung dahilan kung bakit nangyayari yung mga situation na yon. So, gets yung importance nung, I call this like tempo. You're wasting tempo dun sa, by hitting this wave and allowing Jax to recover. Gets yung idea dun sa,
Yeah.
okay.
I get it.
Okay.
Yan, katulad yan. Pag namatay ako dyan, tapos nakuha niya yung wave,
Yep.
GG.
Yep. So, ayan. And then, as you can see, I talk a lot about yung waves kasi ito yung constant, ito kasi yung problem when it comes to like solo queue. Ang daming random variables katulad yan. Actually right on the pause frame, namatay yung bot lane natin. It's so easy to just keep crying and be like, ano ba yan? Bot diff? Lagi na lang pangit yung bot lane ko sa mga games. Pero you can't keep that mindset. Even though it happens, it's real. Okay, it sucks, 'di ba? Na ba't nga ba ganun? Ba't nga ba kung kailan nanalo ako sa top lane, bakit talo yung bot lane namin? It's bad circumstances, pero the only thing we can control is ourselves. Kasi number one, we can't queue up consistently against these people. Hindi mo na makakalaro tong Nunu, Veigar, whatever. Etong champions ng kalaban, iba na rin yung makakatapat mo next game. So, ang constant factor lang doon is improving yourself. Kapag naging consistent ka, then it means yung output nung gameplay mo sa mga future games is magiging consistent na lang over time. Diba? So, likewise, when it comes to yung skill natin and yung gameplay natin, we always want to play the game with the consistent factors. Okay, that's why I always talk about not missing CS kasi yun yung consistent gold income, XP income, 'di ba? So, in the same way, sa lane na to, you don't know how Jax will play. Di mo alam kung pupush niya yung wave, kung freeze niya, or what. But, you know how minions work, and by knowing how minions work, alam mo how to play the lane because of it. Gets ba?
Gets.
So, parang, kasi sa sobrang hirap ng league, kailangan padaliin natin. And ito yung isang step doon. Na parang, imbis na ang dami nating isiping variables na kung paano mag-play ng aggro against Jax, kung ano yung reaction ni Jax sa ano natin. Maraming possibility na pwede mangyari doon. Pero, we can dumb it down by saying na, okay, sa wave na to, I want this to push back. I'm just gonna recall, get items. Sa wave na to, I'll thin it down, I'll make a freeze. Sa wave na to, I'll look to trade. Alam mo yun, you're always playing around waves. And by doing that, not only are you being more consistent kasi you're not taking any risks, you're always playing around stuff na you can control, which is yung wave. Ang mangyayari niyan is that mas madali kang makaka-gain ng advantages kasi let's say for example, at itong example na to earlier, right? Um dahil um sa wave dahil sa waves in general and dahil dito sa wave namatay si Jax, look at how much minions he's missing. This is guaranteed XP and gold na nawala sa kanya for like the next like 13, 15, 17 seconds. It's bad. Di ba? And as you can see, pag TP na dito, yeah, like maabutan niya is like less ng wave. Now, fortunately for him, merong cannon minion sa susunod na wave. So it slowed down yung process, pero still he missed like what? Bilangan natin. So let's say here. And it's important to know yung actual number na to kasi may visualize mo kung gaano kalaking value ng wave. So now it's missed 3 minions. That's 4. And that's 5. Tapos mag-DP siya. Okay. He missed 5 minions. To reference how big that is about 100-ish, 100 to 110 gold. I forgot yung XP. This is bad. This is on me na hindi ko kabisado yung XP. I used to...
It's large, right?
Yeah, it's pretty significant yung XP. So, especially kung, alam ko nasa 100 yun eh. Especially kung level 4 na siya, let's say halfway, ano man level niya ngayon? Let me check. Where do we see it? Before he dies, I guess. Yeah, he was level 3. So he's almost level 4. So sabihin natin nasa roughly 100 EXP yung may miss niya from this wave. Let's say nasa 75%. Okay. So if you're level 3, for you to get to level 4, you would need a total of 480 XP. So if you're around 75% XP niyan, nasa around I would say 300 plus. 300 plus XP. Now it might be na I would say 360 actually. Yung natin 6 yan. It might be na yung minions na na-miss niya equates to the level up already. Diba? It's that big. Now, it's not big as in like may pinagbago sa game, pero it's big enough to the point na he basically missed half of his level 4 like level up, which is, or I mean, yeah, parang ganun. Which is huge. Ngayon, ang importante dyan is alam mo na ngayon yung relative value ng XP and gold na pwedeng ma-miss from minions. Kasi in a different situation na pwede mangyari yan, you could know exactly how much you're denying yung enemy laner. So, ang mangyari is like you could abuse them. I'm like, okay, my enemy missed about 150 XP. He's like, let's say, 4 or 5 minions away from getting level 5. Ako level 4 na. Or level 6 na. Or what? Wait. Ako from level 5. Tapos ako level 5 na. Then, that means you have that much of a timing para patayin siya or trading siya ng, na hindi ka malulugi. So, maraming future or parang potential uses yung knowledge na yun that you could eventually use. That's fine. You could reset yung wave. Okay lang yan. Kasi di nga siya nag-reset eh. Mas malapit siya sa wave mo, which is good. Okay. Also, I like yung call feeds base. That's exactly what I would buy. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bad news.
Yep. I mean, nasabi ko na yung point nun, so I'm not gonna repeat it.
Yeah.
You just have to learn how to how to trade more consistently. That was a good trade. You could have done that, pero I don't know kung bakit iba yung reaction mo there compared to sa trade before that.
Pero,
Um, that shows yung inconsistency mo. And actually, that shows the inconsistency mo, which again, we could loop back dun sa point ko of why is it so important na sa loading screen pa lang, even though you've played hundreds of games with Riven, kailangan ma-plan out mo ahead how you would trade. 'Di ba? Yun yung flowchart, yung trade,
yeah,
yung conditions, and then yung
conditions,
kill setup.
yung setup.
Kailangan ma-formulate mo yan kasi look at that. Ikaw mismo, consistent, I mean, a long time Riven player, pero in the span of 2 trades, magkaiba yung reaction mo. It's all because you hadn't planned for it. Ngayon, this is good. This is basically that. Yeah. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I'm assuming he's just waiting for the wave, pero yeah.
Inantay ko din yung ano, alam ko kung magle-level 6
Yep.
ako dun eh.
1 million of level 6 and yung yep.
The combo.
I don't know what he's doing. Anyway, so that's good. Good punish anyway. You get plates here. Here I would stop hitting a turret like around here. What you want to do is that you want to watch your own wave. Here, as soon as this wave hits yung Krog line, you want to stop hitting yung tower and start proxying this. Kasi what's gonna happen now is you want to create more pressure. I talked this in my last coaching session na at this point you don't need to do anything more. At this point kahit di mo siya patayin, the game is over. Kumbaga, like top lane's over, he needs help, and all that needs to happen is kailangan matilt na lang siya, kailangan matilt yung jungler niya kasi ano ba tong top lane namin, parang ikaw nag-install ka ng Jax tapos talo ka pala sa Riven. Alam mo yun, gusto mong pag-awayin na yung teammate, which is you might laugh now, it's a very serious thing that happens in solo queue games.
That's true.
It's
Yeah.
true, di ba?
Indeed. Yeah.
So, ngayon, you want to replicate that in your own games by getting into their heads. And yung relevance nun is that kapag na-frustrate sila and na-tilt na sila, they play worse, that's free LP. Diba? So, ayun. So, wait until cross the Krog line. Now you start proxying. Just run up, EQ, and then, so see here, you hit more kasi wala sa isip mo yung pag-proxy. The problem with not proxying this wave is that here, okay? You are allowing your minions to be stopped by their minion wave. So, okay, let me explain this kapag mas magandang angle. So, you're allowing yung minions mo to hit yung minions nila, which means they're not hitting yung tower. They're not putting pressure sa tower. Not only that, since damage yung minions nila, yung minions mo, even when this bounces back, bawas na yung wave niya. So, alam mo yun, it's like, it's not even ideal. So yung idea mo to wait until the wave bounces back sa'yo is okay. It's also a winning play. Pero the thing is, ang point ko lang dito is, hindi ko siya kini-criticize kasi you're making a big mistake, you're throwing the game. I'm criticizing this because you could have been punishing this Jax harder kasi wala na siyang TP. You're so strong right now in terms of items. You have Ignite, and right now, like, ang gusto mo na lang mangyari is you absorb as much pressure. Kasi ito yung sakit din ng top laners eh. Sometimes when they complain that top lane is an island, it's because they make top lane an island. What do I mean by that? Kasi kapag ginawa mo tong passive idea na to na okay, you're pulling back the wave tapos papatayin mo siya dito, sure, pero that doesn't do anything besides getting you fed. What you want to do, and yung importance ng proxying on this spot right here, is that kapag na-pull mo yung top lane kasi ma-frustrate yung Jax, uy, patayin na itong Raven, ba't to nagko-proxy for free? So you would pull their jungler, and not only na you're pressuring them, you're tilting them, you're affecting them psychologically. If you live this, kasi you have so much mobility, if you live this, kasi nakatakbo ka, you are not only getting ahead kasi he's missing yung minions dito, dying to the tower, you are pressuring his tower, at the same time, dahil nadamay mo yung jungler niya, you are getting your jungler ahead. Help me help you. Okay? Hindi pwede yung magrereklamo ka na hindi ka tinutulungan ng jungler mo sa mga games mo kung hindi ka nagki-create ng pressure para mag-succeed yung jungler mo. Gets ba yun?
Gets.
So, very important and advanced concept na kailangan mong gawin. You must be proactive sa solo queue games mo. If you're passive, that means na less yung impact mo. That means na in other games, kapag nag-pull ka ng wave dito, and nag-show up yung jungler nila sa bot lane and killed your whole team, that's on you. Kasi hindi ka nag-pressure eh. 'Di ba? And
Yeah.
let's just say na mangyari yon. Mangyari yon and nag-proxy ka nga. Okay, edi hindi makakalaban yung Jax. Proxy ka ng proxy. It's a win-win. It's either you get your jungler ahead by pulling yung jungler nila or um you okay, let's say walang pake yung jungler nila, at least
Mhm.
Jax cannot play the game anymore. Ang kailangan niyang gawin ni Jax doon is lagpasan ka niya, which is hard to do sometimes sa lower MMR. Hindi lang na-realize na tawag ito, pwede lang lagpasan yung kalaban or what, or pwedeng hindi na lang laban yung Riven. Pero most people, especially out of frustration or out of tilt, will try to fight Riven there and they would lose. So, sobrang hirap na situation for Jax. And yun lang yung kailangan mong isipin. Is that isipin mo kung ano yung goal ng kalaban mo. Ang goal ni Jax right now is makabalik sa game. He's
Mhm.
died what, 3 times or no, 2 times now, and
Okay.
he's lost so many minions. Na naiinis ka na sa Riven. Okay, parang try to imagine yung shoes sa perspective niya or yung feelings niya, 'di ba? So,
Mhm.
yun yung frustrations, yun yung feelings na experience mo. So now what you want to do is, okay, for me to get back into the game, kailangan ko mag-CS. Kailangan ko makakuha ng items, maybe farm to my Sunderer. Alam mo yun, you're trying to take the game slower. I don't want to fight Riven. That's the last thing I want to do. That's if you're thinking straight, di ba? Kung nakakais ka na maayos, probably yun yung thinking mo. Ngayon, pag nakita mo na yung Riven, ito, advanced concept din, um, into uh, tapping on the psychological aspect of the game, there are some times where you could sit sa part na to, nag-proxy ka, tapos mag-budge ka dyan. Mag-budge ka, o kaya mag-emote ka, o kaya spam mo yung laugh, di ba? It sounds stupid. Like,
Yeah.
it does nothing, technically.
Mhm.
Kumbaga, doesn't change yung situation ng map. What it does change is yung mentality ng Jax na to. This Jax is done with his life. Alam mo yun, natalo na nga ako sa lane, ako na nga yung nag-gank, okay, tapos pinagtatawanan pa ako ng Raven. Aba, loko to ah. Alam mo yun, like, kasi the thing is, there's some study to this, by the way. You're appealing to the majority of the people who are playing this game are teenagers. And teenagers, at its peak, are very emotional human beings. They're going through a lot. And so, if you go by their day and ruin it by playing Riven, killing them twice in lane, getting ganked, tapos you spam laugh and spam mastery on them, oh, they're not gonna enjoy it anymore. Alam mo yan?
Yeah.
So,
Oh my God.
So, I know it's a bit dirty yung ganitong tactic.
Mhm.
I know na may limit lang yung ganitong way. Pero if it gets you free LP, might as well use it. 'Di ba? Gamitin mo lahat ng possible ways to get ahead of the game. Either through gameplay, through psychological means, abuse mo lahat kasi alam mo yun, part siya ng game eh. Kaya nga siya dun sa game para ma-utilize. So, ayun. So, get so far lahat na sinasabi ko?
I get it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So here. Now here's a byproduct nung um uh ito. Saan na yan? Here's a byproduct nung kill na to. You're now up so much gold. And Jack's coming back to lane. You have ignite. There's another kill pressure again. Again, di ka nakapag-proxy, so this is a bit awkward. Um, okay, so I don't like this. Okay, so now what we're doing is we're just wasting a bunch of time. Either what we do here, kasi okay, let's take this a step back and analyze natin what you should do kapag nag-pull back ka ng wave and hindi ka nag-proxy. Kasi we talked about yung proxy line. Think of it
Mhm.
as there's two ways to play it and ito yung other way to play it and now we're going to it in depth. So
Mhm.
here, because you know this wave is pushing towards you and kakapatay mo lang kay Jax, You can stay in this wave kasi you can pressure your opponents. But again, there's that, diba? That's a good option. So we have this like leveled option that's good na parang okay, we stay and we possibly look for another kill angle, which is yung ginagawa mo na you took yung honey fruit para fulling HP mo. You're looking to stay and catch Jax off guard kasi mas mataas yung level mo sa kanya. Okay, yes, that's okay, but there's an even better response. Here, it's even better to just recall. Why do you think that's better?
More items. More items and more kill potential.
Okay, apart from that, meron pang isa pa.
Hmm. Pa-pushing yung wave sa akin.
Yes, that's another one. Isa pa.
Ay, wala na. Hindi ko na alam yung
Okay.
sunod.
So, this requires a little bit of foresight and kailangan ay understanding ka of the game or at least yung game state. Right now, what's happening is, now, sakit mo rin to is that you don't look into your teammates, so I don't have full information of what's going on. Pero, it's safe to assume that what's happening is we're trying to do dragon and we're trying to actively parang make plays bot side. So, there's so interesting. This there's two things na kailangan mong isipin sa part na to. Number one is that you don't want to make cross map plays um kapag um kapag yung team mo yung gumagawa ng play sa kabilang side. Normally, when we talk about cross-map plays, it's kapag yung kalaban yung nag-dragon and for you to get something out of it, parang mag-push ka sa top, di ba? Alam mo ba yung
Yeah.
concept na yan?
Yes, macro.
Yeah.
The macro.
Yes, okay. And I remember nung early days mo sa stream mo, I saw you talk or I heard you talking about this. So, I know you're aware of this. Pero, yung wrong idea of cross-mapping is itong idea na to na, okay, our friends in bot are making a play here. I'm gonna make a play on top side. This is, in some instances, wrong kasi what would happen here is, what if itong cross-map play mo in top lane went wrong? So,
I think
di ba?
makakapag-lead yung Jax.
Yes, exactly. So, ang nangyari is that kung lalagyan mo ng parang map or parang chart dun sa play ng red team and play ng blue team, I'm butchering yung handwriting. It's really hard sa mouse, trust me.
It's okay, it's okay.
So, ang nangyari is like, okay, plus Infernal. So, ang nangyari is like, si Jax nagkaroon ng kill. So, alam mo yun, naging even yung trade.
Mhm.
So, imbes na, okay, free dragon kasi, okay, we have Nunu, nakapag-rotate agad yung yung Veigar, probably mamatay na itong dragon in a bit. So, makakuha ka ng Infernal. Ngayon, bibigyan mo pa sila ng kill sa Jax, hindi lalo na stress yung teammates mo. Diba? So,
Yeah. Indeed.
yeah. So, that's the other concept. The other concept is that, actually, before I go to that, merong alternative timeline where maganda yung cross map na yun na while your team is making a play, dito, gagawa ka ng play sa top side only because this is all very common in like top lane or like mid lane when you're in split push duty, only because you're forcing the enemy top lane or enemy mid lane para magstay sa lane. Either may TP sila or kapag nag-rotate sila, mas malaki yung value nila sa team fights. May part na ganun. Let's say, for example, let's change yung variables ng game. So, let's say, here, or here, instead of this being a Jax, this is a Malphite. And meron siyang TP. Now, kung for some weird reason, obsessed sila sa Infernal Drake na to, and gusto mag-TP ng Malphite sa mid tower, it's much better for you to stay here then, kung feeling mo ganun yung plano niya or feeling mo that's yung best interest nila, it's much better for you to stay kasi ngayon, pagpipilian ng Malphite, either mag-TP siya para tulungan ma-secure ang dragon or he will lose a turret. So, parang win-win yun. Either ang pipiliin niya is either ma-save yung turret o ma-save yung dragon. So, in those cases, it's fine. Pero like I said, kailangan mong i-judge kung aling situation appropriate yung cross map. In this case, like I said, hindi appropriate. But, meron pa kasing supporting reason kung bakit mas magandang mag-recall ka and i-delay yung kill mo sa Jax. And it's because after nitong Infernal Drake takedown na to and potentially maybe a gank bot lane, you need to have some foresight na if you look at yung jungle quadrants ni Nuno, wala na siyang camps dito eh. So kapag nag-recall siya after Dragon or after bot lane, saan siya pupunta?
Top.
Sa top side kasi dito yung camps niya.
Mm.
And by that time na tapos na yung play niya and nakapag-recall siya to do topside camps, where do you think the wave should be?
I think nasa akin, nasa
Hmm.
freezing line.
Yep. Which is again, another free gank kay Jax. So,
True.
nai-gets mo ba na yung parang foresight needed for this moment na kung, kasi ito yun eh, crucial moment na it's either mag-recall ka ngayon or else you're just wasting time. And kailangan mo na magstay which means hindi na optimal yung play mo. Gets mo yan?
Yeah. I get ko yun.
Okay. Good. Good stuff. But dahil nag-stay ka na, well, wala ka ng choice. So you're here.
Choice.
Mhm. So, yeah, ito yung bad side din ito. It's like, in moments like this na lamang siya sa wave niya, di ka makapag-trade. Ito yung sinasabi ko sa'yo na you feel powerless kahit 3-0 ka kasi number one, you haven't spent your gold. Nasa kanya yung control ng wave. Siya nagde-decide ng lahat eh. So, parang wala kang magagawa.
Mhm.
Good trade. Good trade. Ba't ka bumalik? Oh, no. Okay. So, again, clear lack of understanding dun sa waves. Di ko na masyadong i-dive into deep kasi na-explain ko naman na sa earlier,
Yeah. Earlier.
Mhm. And yeah, isa pa naging issue dun was like, hindi mo pa kasi na-spend yung gold mo. So, technically, you're not ahead. Kasi, the thing that's making you ahead is yung gold mo eh. And when you can't translate that into items, it's as if even lang kayo ni Jax.
Wait, question. Dapat ba, yung kanina, di ba kinlear ko na siya, na, yan, dapat nag-back na ako dyan kahit malus ko yung konting wave tapos kumuha ko ng items kesa nagstay ako dyan para mamatay. Ganun.
Ah, let me think. Wait. So the wave before this was yung canon. So this is another wave. It's like wave one. If this is wave one, that means I. Tapos ano yung HP ni Jax before siya umalis?
Yan, ganun.
And then fast forward here. No, dapat di ka nag-base. Tama lang ginawa mo, tama lang ginawa mo.
Tama lang.
The only mistake you did was itong part na to is here you got too greedy. I can explain a bit of why pinag-isipan ko siya na matagal. Kasi, number one, is that tama yung idea mo siguro. I mean, tama yung pinag-iisipan mo. I like that you're thinking about it. Kasi, ganito rin yung kailangan mo gawin mag-isa. Obviously, I don't want to keep, to keep burning your money into coaching sessions. Mas maganda kung mas makakatipid ka kung magagawa mo siya mag-isa. So, one thing you can do kapag magre-review ka is you stop and ask yourself, what should I have done sa moment na yon, and you weigh in yung pros and cons. So what I did simply was I just thought of yung primary resources which are time,
Mhm.
XP, and gold, and inisip ko with foresight alin dun yung path, either recalling or not recalling, na alin dun yung mas konti yung mawawala sa akin. Kasi ito yung breakdown ko dyan. If I don't recall, stay ako, hindi ko pwede makontest yung wave kasi chunk na ako and I can't fight Jax. So, ang mangyayari niyan is I'll be missing out on potential gold. Pero I can get yung XP. If I recall, you might have guessed it, I would lose yung XP and I would lose yung gold. You get it? And I would
Ah,
also burn yung time to get back to lane. Whereas, itong wave na to, mabilis lang matunaw kasi um, uh, wala silang cannon and like yung casters ko are focusing yung melee right away. So parang maganda yung targeting ng casters, which means mabilis mawawala yung minions. So as you can see from this yung parang table na ginawa ko, there's not much to lose from staying. Gold lang. And
gold.
kailangan ko makapag-keep up sa XP kasi later on, um, dahil ahead ako sa XP kanina, kailangan ahead pa rin ako sa XP by the time bumalik ako sa lane. At kahit papaano, para may ma-abuse akong like level up spikes, mga ganun, para makipag-trade kay Jax. Kasi kapag naging even yan, kapag nag-recall ako tapos naging even yung XP, sayang. There's one variable dun sa matchup na hindi ko na pwedeng ma-abuse as much. So, ito yung main difference niyan.
I see.
So, how would you change how you play here? Kung ang goal natin is to stay in this wave and get some XP.
I think dati hindi ako naging cocky.
Hmm.
I wait for ano lang, push niya yung wave. I think push niya kasi hit na siya dito eh, inabit.
Yep.
Tapos doon ako magki-clear ng wave. Dapat hindi ko siya pinapunish din. Ganyan ako.
Okay. So yeah, yung sagot lang naman na kailangan dito is like you just need to play defensive. Yun lang eh. Just play defensive. Don't take too much trades. Just ang goal mo lang, remember, ang primary reason for like laning phase is for you to get advantages early, which means you're abusing yung resource na sinabi ko, time, XP, and gold.
Mhm.
So, since hindi mo ma-abuse yung anything else, like you can't kill him, you can't get gold, ang goal mo lang is to simply soak XP. So you just need to get to XP range. Yung XP range for these casters are probably up to like here. And then yung melees, you can probably put it like up to here. Mga ganyan. That's not straight. Ayan. So, you don't have to be standing na ganito kalapit. Diba? Kasi ang mangyayari niyan is like, you're just tempting Jax na parang, okay, try mo kung kaya mo akong patayin, hindi mo gagawin yun. Pero,
Ah,
imbes na provoke mo siya sa ganun, just play safe and just get XP. Kasi, yun yung point niyan eh. Jax wants you to hit that minion. Diba? Get
mhm.
yourself into Jax's shoes right now. Diba? You just got a good trade against Riven. Hindi pa siya nakakapag-back. Ito lang yung only chance. Yung only chance na kaya mong lumaban kay Riven. Kasi kapag nakapag-base ka na, ulit, kailangan respetuhin ka na ng Jax. Or, well, since Jax POV, kailangan mong respetuhin ulit yung Riven. Diba? So, as
That's true.
Jax, I would be so greedy to look at every trade here. Diba?
Yeah.
Yun yung goal niya. So, ba't mo bibigay yun? Parang, sige, gusto mo palang makapag-trade sa akin eh. Eto, trade tayo. Parang,
Mm.
why? Why mo siya tutulungan? Diba?
Nakaka
So, ayun yun. Actually, very good way of learning the game talaga yan. Mas mabilis ka matututo from learning how to not make your opponents win than it is na forcing yourself to win. If that makes sense.
yeah, it makes
Yeah.
sense.
So, ayan. Now in this wave kasi the difference here is that he could clear yung wave and then wala pa yung jungler mo sa top side to cover yung dive. I would just recall here, like here
Mhm.
after this spot. Probably actually after taking this bad trade, dito
Mhm.
pa lang I would back out. I won't even dare trade. I would back here. Don't even waste
Oh,
time.
good point.
Yeah.
I see.
Kasi yung foresight dyan has to be itong next wave, itong paparating na to, yung wave number 2, which
Yeah.
is about here. Itong next wave, which will, uh, I don't know, I can't envision how, basta I would know like, it would reach here in about 5 seconds sa tower na to, and then another like say 3 or 4 seconds meeting this wave here. So about 10 seconds, um, 9 to 10 seconds para mag-meet yung waves and para mag-crash siya technically. So I want to use that time. I have a short window for me to recall, but also if I don't recall here, alam ko na yung wave na to kapag nag-stack up and clear agad ng jacks yung wave na to, potentially it's either may dive kasi for example, nagre-recall yung Veigar, pwedeng mag-top yung Katarina, pwedeng andito lang yung jungler papuntang top lane na. Or he can solo kill you, he can solo dive you. No matter what, walang circumstance doon na beneficial sa'yo kasi walang mag-protect sa'yo. At the same time, everyone, even Jax alone can dive you. So, rather than risk that, yung opportunity na yun for me to throw the game kasi I'm 3-0, I have a shutdown, I would just recall kasi I have a 10-second window bago mag-meet yung wave. Tapos, get my items and get back to lane, losing the minimal amount of gold and XP at the same time losing the minimal amount of time kasi ginamit natin yung time natin in this window na may 10 seconds pa bago mag-meet yung wave. 'Di ba? 8 seconds lang naman yung
Yeah.
recall. So,
Yeah.
parang it's as if nag-recall tayo at a point na wala pang nangyayari. So ayun, gets naman yung
Yes.
timing. Okay.
Parang mabilis din siya makakabalik, no? Si Riven kasi madami naman
Yes.
siyang dash.
Yep. And
Ganda
here got
ng
solo kill. Yeah. I mean, either way, I won't criticize you too much for this. Kasi nga, ayun. Mahirap na eh. Like, if you, I appreciate the attempt na you tried to look for a kill here, pero yeah, it's not possible. It's close. It's pretty close, pero wala eh. Sobrang kunat niya gamit yung ult eh. And,
Constant siya.
yeah, and yung stun. Let me see if there's anything else here. I mean, the other thing is that we have this. Actually, I think you could have killed him.
Yeah,
Might be rune diff again.
I guess.
Oh, it might be rune diff. Kasi ang nangyari dito is like if you had Nimbus Cloak, you win the game or you solo kill him. Kasi kaya ka nag-E ka agad. Well, I don't know. Pero that's what I'm assuming. Is that gusto mo mag-gap close? So, ang dating tuloy is like, again, wala kang na shield. And this could have been the deal breaker between killing him. Kasi look at how low he was. Yeah, that's like one
Super low.
auto. Oh my god. You could have killed him. Even if you did, even if hindi iba yung runes mo, ang tawag nito, what you just had to do was not E. Oh my gosh, you have to stop that habit.
Oh, yun.
I swear. Here, you should just walk. I know you're trying to for a surprise factor, pero nating kasi tuloy is like you're losing value tuloy sa abilities mo.
Yung, parang kulang na sa defensive.
Yep.
Something like that.
Yep. Like here
Pero,
Mhm.
kung naiwasan ko yung, I mean, kung doon pa lang, nag-stun, I guess, pwede kong iwasan ng isag left.
Yep.
Tsaka ako
Saka ka babalik, right? You could see it.
multi-queue.
Oh, no. Sad.
Na,
But even then, okay, don't focus on the fact na pwede mo siyang patayin. It's nice to keep note of that, but you have to recognize first na, okay, this skill requires an execution threshold, which means kapag nag-misplay ka sa execution na yun, as you did this game, you just die. Okay? So may risk factor. Kaya ako sinasuggest yung recall and then I abuse mo yung timer na paparating pa lang yung wave kasi it's risk-free. It's consistent and it's ano bang word doon? Replicable? Basta you can replicate that in future games.
yeah.
Whereas etong all-in combo na to na gagawin mo sa Jax in a few seconds, you might not be able to replicate that consistently every game. 'Di ba? So, again,
Yun din yung dahilan kung bakit ang dami kong lose sa pagre-Riven dahil dun sa misplay ng combos.
yes, which is bad. So, here's what I'm teaching you. Don't get me wrong, I am bad mechanically. Like, as a player, I don't play my mains are like Udyr and Maokai. And so,
No, So
And
galing.
so when I play like mechanical champions, I don't actually play their mechanics. I just play the macro part kasi alam ko yun yung pinaka-consistent. Ngayon, it's nice, right? It's nice kung may good mechanics ako. Pero parang mas mahirap kasing maging magaling sa mechanics ni Raven. Because honestly, your mechanics are pretty cool. And I can see na you're very experienced with Raven. Ang problem dyan is kulang ka sa foundation. You cannot win solely because of mechanics. Kailangan ma-backup mo siya with fundamentals. In this
Yeah.
case, eto, yung wave management, recall timers, trading, lahat yan mas importanteng kailangan aralin kaysa yung alam mo kung paano yung long combo ni Raven with Core Drinker, EWQ Flash. Di mo kailangan malaman yan or hindi magagamit yung information na yon kung wala yung fundamentals to back it up. Gets?
Yeah. Wala
So,
'pag kulang ka sa fundamental,
yep.
kahit anong mechanics meron ka, you will lose. You still lose.
Yeah. So here, I like this build. This personally what I've been building as well. But here, I wouldn't go. What did you do? Tiamat Longsword. I would go Vamp
Mhm.
Scepter into Pickaxe.
Oh,
Kasi, well, I almost said it. Pero why do you think that's better than Tiamat and Longsword?
Tiamat and Longsword. I think dahil sa lifesteal, scaling kasi yung lifesteal ng Vampiric Scepter at saka yung passive ni Riven. 'Pag pinagsama mo yan, ang laki ng lifesteal.
Okay, that's one point. What else?
Um, hmm, Malakas na yung clearing ko sa una. So, hindi ko muna kailangan ng Tiamat, I guess.
Okay, you're kind of close. I'll give yung answer that I'm thinking about. So, yung iniisip ko lang dito is like, why would I ever need Tiamat? Kung ang gusto ko mangyari sa lane na to is I want to abuse yung lead ko sa Jax. I wanna keep 1v1ing Jax. I wanna keep the lane going. Kasi ang mangyari niyan is that um, kapag um, kapag nag-clear lang ako ng wave, it reduces yung interactions namin ni Jax, meaning less trades, less kill potentials, and alam mo yun, like, less yung setups kasi kapag nag-tiamat ako, mas mabilis mag-push yung wave, di ko siya mas makokontrol compared to just yung walang tiamat. So,
Mhm.
overall, parang ang nangyayari is you're now avoiding yung sarili mong win condition. Ang nangyayari is now you're being forced to either push the lanes or parang just farm it out. And hindi maganda yun right now kasi 3-1 ka eh. Kailangan,
Yeah.
kailangan ma-abuse mo yung lead mo. At the same time, uh, wala naman tayo sa point ng game na useless ka na or what. Or, ayun, katulad yan, topside din yung Nunu. So, even when you go back to lane, sobrang dali abuse yung Jax kasi you can 2v1 him, you can gank him. So, ayun. So, parang don't close off yung win conditions mo by playing Tiamat kasi unless you're sure, the only time na pwede mo tong gawin is you're sure na kaya mo mag-push ng waves or mag-stack ng waves tapos ipa-perma-dive mo siya every time. Alam mo yun? Like, papatay mo
Oh.
siya under tower. This would either require um, parang good damage foresight para malaman mo kung you can tower dive them or at least a good jungler that can support you. Which, as you can tell, yung damage foresight um, can be a bit iffy. Again, requires on yung execution for you to tower dive them cleanly. At the same time, yung jungler mo might not even pay attention na pwede magkaroon ng dive. So, while those options are playable, again, no problem naman dun sa idea na yun na constantly perma-dive mo sila. It is infinitely easier na i-manage yung wave mo without Tiamat, freeze dito, and wait for your jungler na ma-attract, mag-gank sa lanes na overextended yung enemies. So, mas likely na ganun yung thinking niya compared dun sa dive. 'Di ba? Mas mataas yung
Mhm.
chance. At the same
Oo.
time, mas madaling pumatay ng champion away from their tower compared dun sa tower dive. Diba? So,
True.
yes, you can make your build work right now with Tiamat Longsword, pero it's way easier and way more replicable kapag nag Vamp Scepter ka and Pickaxe. Gets?
Pickaxe. Okay. Gets.
Okay, so go back. So, ito niya, you push the wave and nothing happens. I mean, um, I don't even care about this Herald. Wala naman yung jungler natin, so in short, yeah, parang wala ring bearing yung yung pag-push natin ng wave.
Big thing.
So, okay. Here, topside sila. So, you have to wait. Okay. Nice. Good trade. Oh, you have to flash. You have to flash. Oh, oh no. Okay. So, that's why so you heard me for a bit there. I was calling out you have to flash. It's I don't know how to explain this. Let me think. There are some instances where saving your flash is better than
Yeah.
burning it. And this is a hard concept to think in in some cases, especially for certain laners. Kasi for example, big deal yung flash kay Riven kasi yung surprise combos with flash. Um, also like you want to use like flash aggressively for like say like kill angles or like maybe kapag paparating yung Nuno mo for a gank. It can be
Yeah.
hard to let go of that, pero look at the lane state. This wave is pushing towards you. And Nuno is almost done clearing red. He might do Krogs and he might gank you top. So your goal is to again survive. Kailangan ma-identify mo yung lane states na to kasi maguguluhan ka on what you need to do uh to get there, parang to get here to survive. Kasi for example here, naguluhan ako personally na nag-flash siya sa'yo dito, 'di ba? And well, first of all, medyo kasalanan mo to kasi you queued into him.
Yeah.
Pero
Like yun.
Pero to band-aid yung situation, since nag-flash siya sa'yo and he's looking for all in, nag-ult na siya at lahat-lahat, just flash right away because all you need to do is survive. Ang difference niyan, okay, in the long run, after nung trade na to, is that this wave will die and he could re-dive you in tower kapag na-chunk ka na. It's bad, right? So even if
Yeah.
kapag late ka nag-flash, oh well, kailangan mo mag-base and kung ito yung wave na kailangan mag-recall, that's so bad kung wala kang TP. And kung mag-stay ka, you're gonna die anyway. So just here, flash. Just flash, man. Just press it.
Flash.
Kasi here, you're just asking for it. Kasi here, you're taking way too much damage. Meanwhile, ang difference niyan is if you flash now, na pa-up na yung Q niya, you're gonna be holding this gank or yung dive with 600 HP compared to ilang HP yun?
200.
300, half, with half the HP na pwede kang paglaruan kanina. 'Di ba? Kahit na sabihin mong pwede kang i-cover ng Nuno dyan or whatnot, you just made it harder for yourself. 'Di ba?
Yeah.
Now, unless ang gusto mong i-expect mangyari dito is, oh, kaya kong gamitin yung mechanics ko para outplay si Jax. Why? Why bother making it hard? Why bother making it flashy? 'Di ba? Simplihan mo na lang. Simplihan mo na lang, flash na ngayon na. Kasi ganoon din naman magi-stay ka rin naman 'di ba? It's not like uh pwede kang tumakbo, save your flash and then uwi ka na lang, parang gano'n.
Actually, yung nasa isip mo yun nasa isip ko din.
'Di ba? Yung outplay mo siya gamit
Ano,
flash.
kaso na-stun ako and then nakampas
Yep.
na ako.
See? Same thing. All because yung plano mo is mahirap. I mean,
Yeah.
again, I'm not saying na minamaliit kita. Baka you're getting the
No,
wrong
no, no,
idea.
no, no, no.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm just
learning.
saying there's a more consistent way for you to succeed in your Riven games kung yun yung thinking mo. Simplify. Diba?
Simplify.
Simplify. So, yeah. And we're just 12 minutes in the VOD, so I'm trying to milk yung
It's okay.
Yeah. Let's see kung meron pa mangyari ito. I like what you're doing. You're just kind of shoving the wave now.
I think yan, useless yun kasi yan na, may ano siya, meron siyang demolish.
Yeah. Pero I mean, here. I like what you did here. You got the third plate. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. Even yung ward. Did you ward?
Yeah, I
Yeah, okay.
ordered.
I like that. But going for this too greedy, I agree. Especially
Mm,
since uh konti na lang yung minions na yun, so you're missing quite a lot. How many did you miss? I would say 3 maybe? 4?
or yeah.
Baka nga you missed everything eh.
Mm,
Yeah, you missed everything. Yep. You missed 5 minions, all for a grump. I mean, not only that, you lost your tower.
yeah, the tower.
Yeah, it's really bad. Now you just have to shove. Is there a way that you could have prevented this besides doing that? Wala naman, I think. Yeah,
Wala.
wala.
Mm.
Yeah, just don't go for this grump. Yan lang. Um, the laning phase kind of ends, so let's see how you do it on mid game. So you're trying to farm. I, ooh, this is a touchy subject. In solo queue.
Mhm.
Now, on one hand, I like that you're looking for resources. Walang mali dun. This is the way to climb in solo queues consistently, um, and for you to get ahead. Now, I would I would say do this at your own risk. Kasi, number one, before you should do this, you should press tab. I don't know when's the last time you pressed tab. Ayan. Thankfully, ahead naman yung Nunu.
Mm.
Pero, I don't know if you considered that when you did
Yan,
yung Raptors.
ginagawa ko lang siya, if, nakita kong nasa bot side siya
Hindi,
and nagki-clear siya.
you have to, yung factor dito is like whether ahead yung Nunu sa Diana or not. Kasi,
No.
baka kailangan niya yung XP and gold na yun to even up with Diana. So if you
Yeah.
take this away from him, you're griefing your jungler. Yeah, I mean, unless kaya mo mag 1v9, pero it doesn't look like it with your current score.
Yeah, I cannot.
So the factors you have to take into account for taking jungler camps is like are you at the point na kaya mag 1v9, like 5-0 ka ba or something, and parang it seems like no one can kill you. Yung state ng junglers, like is Nuno ahead, is Nuno even, Nuno behind. Kasi kung behind siya or even siya, baka kailangan niya to keep up with Diana, right? And
Yeah.
also, yung other thing is that you have to check in with their mental. If papalapit ka pa lang sa Raptors and nagping na siya, don't try it. I swear. You don't,
Yeah.
the last thing you want this game to be, ngayon na even yung game, is for your Nuno to AFK. Don't mess with your teammates. At the end of the day, okay, kahit na sabihin mong, oh, mas kailangan mo yan, mas importante mo yan, hindi nila gets yun. Okay? So, don't try to argue with their minds because they're emotional right now. They need this kasi this is how they play. So don't ruin how they play and play around. Alam mo yun, parang respeto kumbaga sa teammates mo. Parang parang di ka naman niya sinasabotage eh. It's not like nag-gank siya sa'yo and then parang namatay siya sa Jax. Wala naman eh. So, just respect it, go back top, and then let him play the game. Kasi right now, you only frustrated him and may iniwan ka pang isang Raptors. So,
Yeah.
you're actually trying to tilt your own team. Don't do that. Yeah. We've talked about how important it is yung to attack yung psychological aspect ng enemies natin. Huwag mo gawin sa teammates. That's the wrong application. Okay.
Sorry.
Okay
My
lang,
bad, my
okay
bad.
lang. Also, medyo touchy subject din kasi ganito rin yung mga top laners ko when I'm queuing up in my ranking. So, yeah. You're part of the problem. Gusto ko lang malaman mo yun.
My bad.
So, anyway. Yeah, nothing much. Okay, you kill Ezreal here. Nice, he's dead. What did he do? Oh, hinabol ka niya. That's just weird. I don't even think you have the W there. Like here.
Mhm.
You
Ayun
could
na.
just Q para mahabol mo siya sa arcane shift niya. And then you W. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, the fact that he even stood this close to a Riven, I don't know what he's thinking.
Matic yun,
Yep.
right?
Okay lang sana kung may kasunod siyang support. Kasi yun yung
Wala.
iniisip ko eh. Wala eh. But, nope. Because you
I
could
mean,
have... Mhm.
kasunod na, nagdi-word lang siya, kaso nga lang huli.
Yeah. I mean,
Ayan na siya.
you would think na ano eh, na kaya siya may matapang doon kasi andun si Ziggs eh. Actually, pero even then, if you think about it,
Mm.
you killed them both.
Yeah, kung nandun siya.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Ezreal just griefed that. Okay, well, good for you. You punished right away.
Mm.
Let's see. Oh, another fight.
Yeah. Ayun,
I really don't want to do this. I wouldn't do this. 9 times out of 10, I won't go for this. It's
that's
just,
fine.
it can be dubbed as free kills, but at the same
Mhm.
time, you're holding 3k gold, and like, this Herald
Mhm.
won't change the game. Like, think about it. If you lose yung Herald, what happens?
Puwedeng mag-ano, herald sila sa mid, tapos malus namin yung mid lane. Then mahihirapan yung ibang lane, I guess.
Well, andun pa yung Veigar eh. He could just wave clear and then patayin niya yung Herald.
Yeah. I
So,
I don't know. I don't know that.
exactly. Because wala eh. Wala eh.
Mm.
Kung makuha nila yung Herald, yes, makukuha nila yung Eye of the Herald, makukuha nila yung Golden XP, but that's it. But if you die here, and if you bait your teammates and sila rin namatay sila or something, I don't know, I assume worst case scenario na something goes wrong here, maybe you kill them pero they take some
Mhm.
kills. Basta, ang mangyayari is there's some trade that's supposed to happen. And this fight will only happen kapag parang nagbigay ka ng signal sa team mo na, okay, gusto kong labanan to guys, let's go. Diba? Nakatingin sila sa
Yeah.
yung ngayon eh. So, if nag-back ka instead of going here, they might not fight this. They might. And you can help that by pinging them back. Back ping them.
Yeah. The retreat.
Mhm. So, you could do that. Ngayon, kung hindi sila lumaban, that's good. Kung lumaban sila and they lost, that's not on you anymore. Okay? You tried your best. It's of your best interest na wag ka mag-throw ng lead at this point kasi, again, we're trying to minimize yung way para makabalik sila sa game and
Mhm.
yung way para makabawi sila kasi right now, you're not strong. Kasi andito lahat ng strength mo right here.
Yeah.
Diba? So, again, this is probably free kills. I'm not debating whether or not mapapatay mo sila dito. But like look at how risky this is. Man. Like you had to blow a flash. If it wasn't for Ezreal mispositioning, wala kang makukuha dito. Herald lang.
Mamamatay din ako.
Mhm. I
Oh!
mean, it's fine. That happens. Eh, yeah. And then here you're wasting time. If you're not wasting yung potential like XP and gold that you'd get from killing champions, or like inversely kung mapatay ka nila, if you're not like giving them XP and gold, at least kapag nag-recall ka, you're spending time to get better items and then getting back on the map ASAP. Kasi for example, ayan, may nangyayari na ulit sa mid. If you didn't do yung grump and yung wave and ganyan-ganyan, probably malapit ka na sa mid ngayon. And you can participate in this fight. 'Di ba?
Yeah.
So ito yun eh. We're trying to make an impact in our games consistently. Um hindi ka mananalo sa game nang kaka-farm lang ng grump ng kalaban or kaka-farm lang no, nung side waves na hindi nakukuha yung tower. Yung mga fights na to, yes, it's unpredictable. It's so random. You don't know na mangyayari to kaya you took your time doing the grump. But at the same time, what did that change? Yes, nakabili tayo ng Gore Drinker or no, not Gore Drinker, Eclipse probably this game.
Mhm.
Nakabili tayo ng Eclipse for sure. Okay, but ito a crucial point in a game where your team needs you kasi ikaw yung fed, tas wala ka. Ikaw yung naasahan ng team mo and you're not here. So, 'di ba?
Yeah.
We greeded, we became selfish, and we didn't like play around our team. I mean, there's a part in this game that you have to play selfish, but you also have to recognize na you have to help your team para matulungan ka nila. Help me help you type of situation. Kasi kung tinulungan mo sila at naging fed na sila, they can help you kasi fed na sila. So, hindi ka na nila kailangan. You can split push. 'Di ba? Alam mo yun?
Mhm.
There's more ways to win the game kapag tinulungan mo sila first. Okay? Kasi ito yung problem dyan eh. Ito yung sakit talaga to ng mga carry players. The idea is that they want people to play around with them. Sometimes that's a good thing. And especially higher elo players, merong way for players to play around their fed teammates. Lower elo players not only cannot do that, it's more effective sa lower elo kasi um, mas maraming random fights na nangyayari. So,
Oo.
instead of trying to let them play around you, you
Mhm.
play around them. Diba?
Play around them.
You play
I
around
see.
them. Na kapag may nakikita kang angle na okay, baka maglaban yung team ko dito, I need to be there. Kasi, pero look at this mindset. It's not that you're playing around them because, kailangan ligtas mo sila, ganyan-ganyan. Kailangan, hindi mamatay si Zaya. No, no, no. You don't care about that. Okay?
Mhm.
Kailangan nandun ka kasi kung inaasahan, ikaw yung bida, kailangan pakita mo sa kanila, okay, I'm here, I'm gonna kill them all. Selfish mindset pa rin. Pero 'di ba, you're thinking about your team and how you
Yeah.
will succeed with your team. Gets yung difference?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm. There's a difference.
And I mean, nag one for one trade din and everything, pero still, we're wasting our time. Look, we're wasting so much time here. Sobrang tagal natin sa shop.
Indeed.
But yeah, fortunately, it didn't go wrong. Pero you maybe makakuha ka pa ng extra kill or two kung nandun ka. Who knows? Oh, what? Wait, he's dead. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's dead. Wait, what? Why did you run?
Wala. Cooldown pa yung skills. Something.
Yeah, pero
Um,
babalik na yan eh. Tignan mo.
may I think kaya hindi ko siya kinuha kasi may ult siya. May ult pa.
Also,
So,
you use your... Okay, there's so many like mechanical stuff here. But he's definitely dead. I'm sure of it. Like, from a Riven to Riven player talk, I'm sure
mhm.
he's dead. Kasi,
Ayun.
from from here, wait lang, let me break down this game, this fight. So here, he used yung Q niya. It's not gonna be
Mhm.
up yet. So nakipag-trade ka dito and he used yung E. He has no Q to connect yung E. Okay? So
Oh.
we know that. We know it for sure. It's gonna be up in like 5 seconds or so. And hindi tatagal ng ganun tong E. So
Oo nga 'no.
what we need to do now is that we need to delay yung queue natin. Similar to what you've been doing earlier, level 1. Delay yung
Mhm.
queue, stay out of yung circle na to, but
Mhm.
also don't walk away too far like here. Like max range. Max range na
Mhm.
pwede kang lumapit sa kanya. So spacing is an issue here. And then as, just play around yung issue, yung spacing. And then as soon as mawawala na yung E niya, you could check here.
Yeah.
As soon as mawawala na yung E niya, okay, go back. Go back kasi ito, kapag dinelay mo pa yung last charge ng Q mo, you have so much CDR, ability haste, sorry.
Mhm.
And then your abilities are coming up. You have ult, you have ignite. He's dead. And if you look at yung items niya, he bought MR. It's not like Frozen Heart. It's not like, alam mo yun,
Yeah.
wala siyang item that would help him survive here. So he's dead.
Dead talaga.
Yep.
I guess so nga dapat na ginawa ko siya. Like, kahit i-absorb ko yung last second ng stun, then nag-ulti ako dun. Tas inintay ko na.
Yep.
Yun na yung preparation na
Now, he's bad enough to try and kill you anyway. Pero,
Yan.
yeah, against better players, they won't try it again. Pero, yung self-learning mo dun is like, hindi mo na-punish siya agad.
Ah.
The, like, itong kill na to only happened because he was dumb enough to try again. Like, that's
Indeed.
just bad. That wasn't on you eh. Like, nagkamali lang siya.
kung hindi siya gumawa ng gano'n siguro hindi ko siya makikill.
Yep. Okay. Good proxy. Now you just dip. Okay. Oh my god. Oh, sayang. Di mo na input. I like the intention though. I knew. I saw it. I saw the angle.
Yeah,
Mm-mm. Sayang. Oh my gosh. Proper mouse clicks there would have gotten you zigs.
pero
Okay lang. Okay lang. Don't mind that. When you make a mistake mechanically,
mhm,
kasi yung idea earlier with Jax,
mhm,
this is a fundamental like dueling error. Alam mo yun? Like you don't
yeah,
know how to take your fights. Like kasi you're not thinking about cooldowns, you're not thinking about spacing, you're not thinking about your ayan, yung cooldowns, yeah. So,
hold down.
ito kasi the reason why I like this is that you not only did you play this well, you saw the kill angle and you tried to go for the kill but hindi mo siya na-click. Okay lang 'yun. It's you don't get frustrated over stuff like that. Okay lang, that
Yeah,
happens. Pag mechanical error, it's like in Valorant. You play Valorant, right?
yep,
Don't it's like the idea of like don't get frustrated if you whiff the shot. It's more frustrating if you took a fight that you shouldn't take.
that's right.
Okay, so
Yeah,
now you're taking the advice in both ways.
and taking notes.
Ayan. Also, okay, wait. I didn't even realize this. Hold up. When did you buy this? Nah.
Oh,
Oh my god. Okay, what healing are we trying to cut from this?
uh, Divine Thunder,
Okay. And
um, yung anong tawag dun, Mo? Kasi 'pag meron na siyang ano, Mo nag-activate, I guess hindi siya mag-a-activate 'no,
di siya
my bad.
mag-act. What are you talking about?
No!
I don't know, man.
Mali!
Okay. Either way, your goal right now, okay, you have to understand it. Okay, how do I say this? For me, this is why I always like comment about people's itemizations. Kasi what
Mm,
what many people think is wala lang, mahilig lang ako mag-flame and I just wanna be like, oh, you're not building the way I do. No. The idea is that your itemization speaks the way you think. It speaks to the way you think about the game, the way you think about your champion, the way you understand items. It says a lot. So
mhm.
for me, and you just took it. You just took the, you didn't even take your time. It's as if na, oh my gosh, obviously I should take exec here. Like what? So ang sa akin, kailangan maintindihan mo yung role mo na at this point sa sobrang fed mo, okay, hindi ka na andito sa team fight or sa role, let's say sa split pushing, whether it's split pushing or team fight, hindi mo na responsibility yung makipag-extended trades tapos alam mo yon yung win through like, oh, kasi nakat ko yung healing nila. That's why nanalo ako. No. You are so fed, you have so much damage, and sobrang laking threat mo sa backline nila kasi wala silang pang peel. Might as well get Black Cleaver para maximize yung burst and yung ability haste.
Oh,
'Di ba? Yun na lang yung goal mo
yeah,
dito eh. If imagine yung goal mo dito sa game na to is either you one shot Jax para ma-take mo yung turrets side lanes or ma-one shot mo yung Ezreal tsaka Ziggs para panalo kayo sa team fight. In both cases, hindi mo kailangan
yeah,
um yung Grievous
I'd
wounds.
say, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually dapat nga ano, Black Cleaver kasi siyempre si Jax kasi medyo tanky na
Yep.
dahil nga sa 'di ba?
Also by using Black Cleaver sa team fights, you're also helping
Yeah,
your Xayah.
yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, this game is basically over. I'm just gonna see if meron pang ibang learning that you can squeeze out of this. Sayang eh. Sayang yung game. Kasi this game was such a one-sided game, but I think we've covered quite a lot actually.
Yeah.
So, baka meron pa. This is a pretty basic kill. I don't even have to talk about this. Why are they trying to fight a Fed Riven, man? People do not know how to play how this champion works or what. Oh, that's why, they're in this MMR. It's fine. And sadly, I can see kung bakit andito ka rin. But it's okay. What we've talked about means that we can work things out dun sa, ano, very, ano naman, very, very doable yung mga steps that you need to improve. So, you can do it, I believe. Yeah, this is just so easy. Like, yeah. Okay. Um, recap. Okay, a quick recap dun sa, dun sa mga nangyari. Again, runes, of course. I talked about that on a separate segment, which is yung OP.GG part.
Yeah.
Here, yung planning, again, yung flowchart, trying to find out yung trade patterns, yung kill thresholds, and yung win conditions or to set up yung kills. Important dito pa lang. Then starting items, learn those. I already told you yung flowchart,
Yeah.
just review it sa VOD. And then playing yung early levels ng lane, this is a lot. So probably ito yung pinaka i-review mo if ever I upload this on YouTube. Yeah, this is a whole basket of like mechanics and like trading and yeah. So yun, there's no way to summarize this basta early levels in Riven. Here the importance of tempo and not wasting your time, and keeping your lead, snowballing, etc. So recalling there would be nice.
Yeah.
Okay, and um, okay, nice kill. Here, shove this wave, and here the idea of that you could proxy, to tilt and psychologically tap on the enemies brains para ma-frustrate sila sa buhay nila pag sila naglaro ng LoL. Then some more trading issues. Yan, recall timers, having foresight on like kung saan magpapath yung jungler mo, kung ano yung potential dive threats na pwedeng gawin ng kalaban. Then eto minor like thinking about even yung minor components ng items mo kasi may malaking difference sa playstyle ni Raven kapag may Tiamat na siya compared to wala. So, yeah, think
Yeah, I
about
agree on
that.
that. Tama.
Ayun, again, we're wasting time. Here.
I think that finish ko na lang yun, no? Habang di pa nakabalik yung Jax, I guess.
Ah, wait, ito ba yan?
Yan. Yan.
No, it's hindi pala. Ito yung time na I told you na dapat kung naka-pickaxe plus Vamp Scepter ka, you could have the wave closer to your turret, pero now, walang use yung pag-push mo. Yeah, it's not really wasting time, my bad. Yeah. And here, you just,
Flash.
ito, like you said, spell usage, right? Flash, please. You don't have to lose half your HP for no reason. All because I want to box outplay this tower dive.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Ayun. Then, ang laki nung wala sa akin doon.
Yep. Oh my god.
Look.
I swear.
Ang laki
Yun
nun.
nga, yun laki nga. I swear.
Okay.
That's the bane of talaga. Every time I watch Raven players, either they're too flashy or I don't know. Kasi yan yung habits na kailangan ma-fix mo is like yung paggamit ng E simula pa lang ng combo without blocking anything. Pwede naman yun. Pwede naman yun yung mag-EQ ka or EW papasok. Pero kailangan may ma-block kang damage. Kasi otherwise sayang.
Yeah.
And then, yun nga, yung pag-save ng flash kasi hintayin nila pagda-dive na sila, may konting trade tapos flash, third Q over the tower into stun R2, like ano yung pang outplay montage talaga eh. I get it, it's satisfying, I do that sometimes too, but like why?
I think, iwasan ko yung coin flip.
Yes,
Palagi yung
yes. Ang goal mo ngayon, kasi kita ko struggle ka sa sa mga matches mo, may mga games na parang easy win sa Raven, may mga games na biglang talo ka. Okay? Kailangan maging consistent ka, and that's one of that. Simplify, di ba? Yun yung term na ginamit natin.
It's always simplify.
Always simplify. Tsaka mo naiintindihan yan, yung mga mechanics, yung mga outplay kapag umangat ka na sa rank. Kasi doon, magagamit mo na yung mechanics mo kasi may fundamentals ka na, di ba?
Yeah.
Yun yung dapat yung, ano, yung parang, kumbaga, curriculum mo on,
Hmm,
as a player.
hindi.
Yeah. Ito, a slight topic dito is like, don't tilt your
Comment.
teammates. Okay?
Yeah.
Friendly reminder.
Gawin
Um,
sa kalaban, wag sa kasama.
gawin sa kalaban, wag sa kampe. Okay. Dapat, ano
Yeah.
ka, tawag ito, green flag na tropa.
Yeah.
Di, yeah. So, okay. Okay, ano pa ba?
Yeah, yeah.
Here, ito, yeah. Just, again, don't give him the opportunity to get back into the game or what, or don't even risk it. Don't try to take random fights. Just base and spend your gold. Ano lang. I would
Kung
say,
ano.
ano pala, added information. I would say, kung yung gold mo dito was around 1,000, let's just say like, around 1,200 pababa,
Mm.
I would contest this. But
Ay,
this
okay.
is too much. Sayang yung extra like power mo kapag na-cash in mo to. Kasi
Actually.
yung 1-2, it's basically like a call field. Walang magbabago dun eh. Pero yung 2-8, oh my god.
Ano yun? Caulfield plus Kindle Jam.
Yep. Actually, Caulfield's rated, no?
Yeah. Oo nga pala.
Yeah, no,
Oo nga
it's
pala.
it's even bigger, yeah.
Eclipse nga pala una kong din.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Yan, isa pa yan. Sabi,
yep,
nag-recall na ako.
it's fine, fine. Nasabi ko na rin naman yun. So, anything else? Yeah, dito, it's like knowing how you fight, which is like watching cooldowns. This applies early game, pero di kasi natin napag-usapan masyado early game kasi there are more important problems that we had to address. Pero
Mm.
part yan ng kailangan matutunan is, kailangan planado na sa isip mo how you take the fights before the fights happen. It's like,
Nice.
your cooldowns, enemy cooldowns, spacing, etc.
Dual error. Ano?
Mm-mm. Then, uh, wala na ata. Wait.
Ay, yung kung bata ako nandyan, bigla.
I mean, it's fine. Okay lang yan. Minor na yan eh.
Mm.
Kasi yan, I think nag-end na yung... Any
Eh,
questions so far?
wala akong ma-question dahil lahat nung nasabi mo, na-note ko siya. And yun, ang dami ko talaga natutunan.
Okay, sige.
Actually.
I hope so. Sana sulit yung bayad mo.
Oo, sa ano nga tawag dito, maaral ko. Maaral ko din yan.
Sige, sige. Anyway, so thank you so much sa
Mm.
session. Thank you
Yeah.
for your time.
Thank you din. Thank you din,
Sige,
coach.
sige.
And
Alright.
yeah.
Bye-bye.